Check, check, check. 1, 2. We're on. That's how we get on. I know. That's just some spontaneous, beautiful stuff. Check, check. 1, 2. This is Sucks Lose Your Mind too. Can everybody hear themselves? Can everybody hear me? Right into the mic when you want to speak, boys. All right. It's a studio full of Nigerians. We sent everybody else away for tonight. We told them all to go home.
You said like you're not allowed to enter without a green passport.
That's exactly what I said, and I stand by that statement. Yeah, we're here. We're chilling. We're here. We're square. Be there. And let's introduce ourselves. Moyo is back. First of all, let me say that one first. Moyo and Mamizi, both long lost citizens, that prodigal sons from this goddamn show.
He comes like once in a blue moon.
He does.
Like,
when
it comes, it's like, yo, it's a special
occasion, honestly, it's like a weasel. It comes up, it's like, yo, and then he dips. I swear. Yeah. Nelly's in the studio. What's up, gorgeous?
You like that?
Mosu, love of my life, my heart. You want to say anything? Show them your voice now. Let them know they all deserve it.
Hello.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Perfect. Elegance and a subtlety, innit? Well, you know me and Fahad, you know the vibes, you know goddamn vibes. We're always here, you know how we do. Talk about art, culture, hip hop, music, fuck shit, which we're running low on.
Yeah.
So,
yo, you niggas need to get back with the fuck shit, man. Yeah, it's been like 2 slow news weeks.
A message from the Sucks Lose Your Mind to management team.
Please, we need it.
Yeah, Fahad informed me. Fahad being my fuck shit connoisseur, my in-house,
honestly,
and he just found nothing this week. The only thing we can really bring up is the very explicit videos of Cardi B that's resurfaced. Yeah, you want to take the story because this involves a lot of words, and I feel like a female perspective would actually be better.
Oh my days.
That's perfect. I'm so glad you're here. Could you not? Technical difficulties. It wasn't Moyo's fault. It was the headphones were acting up. My bad. Real life situations, people.
I just found it quite interesting.
No, tell the story.
I don't know what the story was. So what I saw a video that she made herself, and she was talking about how, oh, that's not a pussy, this is a pussy, and I'm like, what's going on? So I actually tweeted. I was like, can anyone update me because I'm lost? You
obviously must not be hip. You're not hip hop. You're not cool.
And apparently, I think she was on the red carpet.
And someone said
she showed something. Mm-hmm.
Did anyone see her outfit for the record? What? First of all, let's give the whole background. Let's do the whole background. There was an award show. What was that called? Billboard, right? So the Billboard Award, Drake won everything. Drake went to take, honestly, Drake went to take the whole award, and then the rest of them came to watch Drake. So that was dope. Anyway, everybody's dressed up, looking glamorous. Everybody's wearing designer. You know the vibes. Apparently, Cardi B was wearing something revealing. I didn't really care what she was wearing. I didn't really research it. I mean, maybe it's just it's her aesthetic, right? Revealing is her aesthetic.
I think with this one, it was like really a thing because like apparently her cooch was hanging out.
Was it really though? She said it wasn't. That's not mine.
It wasn't, but like on first glance, it did look like some cooch.
And then obviously the internet ran with that.
Yes.
And perils of being on the internet, man. Sometimes they run up with your coochie. It is what it is. They should give them a guidebook, but it happens.
I think what actually happened was the picture that I saw. She was on there with what's that guy's name? Offset.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like like when you hug someone and you grab their leg and it's kind of like bend them. That was kind of pose they did. So that was when it slipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the outfit itself wasn't that bad. It was actually nice.
Yeah.
But
it was the pose she did.
Mm-hmm.
So in response to this, Cardi B, ever the tactician, was like, well, if you're gonna talk about my pussy anyway, which you know what, fairs, take the fight to them.
Honestly, when she said that, I said, you know what, I respect that.
On a real,
I respect that.
On a real fair. If they're gonna make fun of her for something that it wasn't actually a coochie, you might as well see the whole thing. So Cardi B took to, was it Instagram Live or Twitter Live or whatever?
Probably Instagram Live. That's my favorite.
She took up to Instagram Live and released the best video of the year. She's just there like, this is my ass. This is the place that is a cushion for the phallus. She didn't say phallus, but she said phallus in Cardi B language. And the best part of the video is there's like a millisecond where Offset is behind the mirror and Offset walks in and goes, yeah, this is like he looks in.
She's starting again.
Like, yeah, nope.
Yeah, she's starting again. Let me get out.
Shit, here we go.
He looks there and also is like, fuck. Like, he just immediately dodges. Like, this is not the first time Cardi B has threatened to put herself naked on Instagram Live. Like, all of a sudden knows this is her time. He just leaves it. And I don't know, man. I guess that's the only piece of it. I guess, what do you think, guys? What's the opinion on this? Are we in support of Cardi here? Does she deserve to?
I mean,
I know we're not huge supporters of her in general.
If I'm being brutally honest,
oh boy,
I don't care.
Yeah.
But like,
right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, I guess I see why she's so like she feels some type of way. Like,
it gets to people.
Just
man.
get off my dick. That's what she's saying. I get it. I understand. But like, really, I don't really care, man. And I feel like the people that did care, like, they probably care about a whole bunch of like other celebrity shit, which I don't care for.
Fairs. And I guess that's it. It's unfortunate. Maybe it's good that it's a slow fuck shit week. I mean,
no,
man.
I'm a messy bitch. I like drama, man.
Yeah, you like drama. Well, maybe humanity is getting better. I was gonna say, but apparently not. Let's not discount us. We can still be terrible. I believe in you guys. Yes. Come through next week with some amazing shit.
So, did you listen to Crash Talk again this week?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing a what's it called?
First of all, has everybody listened to Crash Talk here? Yeah. What do you guys think?
I've only given it one listen, so I haven't exactly formed,
an opinion.
Yeah, not yet.
Mm-hmm. But on first opinion,
I like a lot of the singles.
Yeah. You like Chopsticks?
Yeah, I like Chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
That's surprising.
I like Crash.
Crash. Yeah.
Crash is fucking amazing. What's the one with Ty Dolla $ign?
I forgot, but I know what one you're talking about. You like that one?
Like that.
With YG in it as well, right?
Yeah.
We can fact check that.
I'm surprised that like how many people like those songs, because like it's quite different from Q's usual stuff. Yeah. Not to say he's never made songs like that before. Mm-hmm. It's just that like I wasn't really expecting songs like that, right? And I was like, okay. And I thought a lot of people like it. I was like, fair enough. Personally, I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah.
How in the world did I forget Nom Nom Juice?
Nom Nom Juice is the best song ever made. That song slaps. So I guess we're doing a 1 week retrospective, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Moya, what did you think about Crash Talk?
Kind of disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Same. I agree with you.
Well, I've not changed it that much since the last time. The one with YG is called Lies. Which, okay. So 5200 is okay. There's some songs I listened to at first I didn't mess with that I kind of like more.
Die With Him is dope as well.
Yeah, the songs like that. The one with, what's his name? 21 Savage, I even appreciate
that was
more.
Cool. Yeah.
But that, I don't know.
To me, still the song I only listen to like repeatedly is Attention.
Yeah.
Nom Nom Juice.
That song is, I've started appreciating that song more. Yeah.
Attention is wow.
Yeah. It's the way he comes in, it's everything.
He said on the Breakfast Club that when he recorded this album, right, like he was trying to shake off Blank Face because like he didn't want to make two of the same album. Mm-hmm. So if I was to take a wild guess, I feel like one of the first songs he recorded was probably Attention for this album, because like Attention could have easily made it onto Blank Face too, you know. And like, not to say that like I want two of the same. It's just I wish there was more of like that, like him actually rapping, as opposed to, not to say he isn't rapping on songs like Chopsticks or whatever. It's just that like that's not the Q I know and love.
It's very pop rapping.
Yeah, it's not.
It's the direction he wanted to go to. I'm glad he's flexed this muscle a bit. Hopefully it goes back to normal. I hope it doesn't take too long again for his next album. That'll be, because this was a 2-year wait. That's the thing that I think that's
standard. I think that's standard. 2 years, I don't mind.
No, it was 3 years. 2019.
Oh yeah.
Blackface came out in 2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
This is a 3-year wait for an album that's meh. It's kind of disappointing.
The thing is, like,
I get it, but I hope it does something. I hope it goes back to form.
I'm not even surprised it was man. Like, I'm telling you, just the way when the singles dropped one after the other, I knew it wasn't gonna be it.
Yeah. Which single took you off? Because none of them just dropped. I'm like, this is gonna be the best album of all time. And then not Attention. What's the other one? Chopsticks dropped, and I was meh on it, but I was like, okay.
I mean, Q on it isn't terrible, isn't it? But that hook is so bad.
Chopsticks.
It's so basic. I feel like they could have done more.
Yo, you're telling me you got Travis Scott on School with Q in the studio, and this is what you come up with?
Like,
are you being for real?
Like, they could have done more. I don't know what Travis was doing.
Man.
I don't know what was doing in the video either. The whole vibe of the song was just odd.
Nah, man. Travis Scott on that is not good. He's really not good at all. Really not good, man.
Fair. So I guess that's a retrospective of School with You. I don't know.
Mean, based from 1 week ago, I feel like it's a better album than I thought it was, but it's still not a good album, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Then what did you think it was before?
I thought it was like borderline bad, but it's not bad. It's just not good. Yeah.
So I guess you're where I was last week. Like, it's not a bad album.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
not
Q
bad.
can make a bad album.
Yeah.
Anymore. I don't think TDE can produce a bad album anymore. It's just
really not good though.
Yeah, they can do not good because man, anybody can do not good. But TDE, like, there's quality control. You know,
It's a shame.
no pun intended.
Speaking of new albums, Tyler's just released a whole bunch of snippets.
What do you think about them?
Very excited.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's dropping so soon because with Tyler, like,
I guess the segment's not this week in fuckshit. It's just hip hop.
yeah.
Because what's relevant in hip hop to us.
With Tyler, usually like he likes to make us wait for a bit, or so when he dropped Flower Boy, I wasn't expecting anything for like at least 3 years, right? And then it's only been 2 years, and he's already teasing new shit. I mean, I'll take it. It sounds good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. What do you guys think?
I had the 40-second snippet they put on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I like where it's going.
Yeah.
And it cuts at the perfect moment.
Nelly, you heard it?
Very
Nah, I
intrigued.
haven't heard it yet, but
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's
Yeah.
Tyler. We know how Tyler's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire. I'm really excited, man.
Yeah.
There's that. Danny Brown is releasing a new album.
Mm-hmm.
Produced solely by Q-Tip. I don't know how I feel about that.
Why?
Because I do like Q-Tip, but like Danny Brown is so like crazy and erratic. I want to hear him rap over some crazy and erratic beats, and I don't know if Q-Tip has that in his catalog. You know, I mean, who knows? That man is a legendary producer, isn't it? Who knows?
And
what he can
Danny
pull out,
Brown is a great rapper. Maybe you would do
But,
some soft shit.
I'll probably be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I saw Q-Tip, I was like, that's a bit weird. But okay, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when it drops. I forgot the date.
What about Tim Impala? When is their stuff dropping? They've seen them over.
Yeah, so
Instagram.
their shit is probably dropping in June. I can't lie, I'm not looking forward to that album, man. I'm looking forward
The
to
two
that
singles haven't been great, have they?
So like Patience is a good song, yeah.
Okay.
Borderline I do not like. I do
So
not like Borderline. It just sounds like
It's 50-50.
so okay. Have you ever been to Urban Outfitters? So like, you know when you
no.
walk into Urban Outfitters, right? Alright, so Urban Outfitters is like some
So
when you walk into you'll be like, oh yeah, I see why Fahad talks about this all the time. So that sounds like something you'll just hear in the background of Urban Outfitters.
So Urban Outfitters
you know,
is like
honestly.
this is streetwear for.
Nah, it's like
dummies.
the hipster store.
yeah.
You know, if you're around about the ages 15 to 21 and like you're cool and you listen to bands like Tim Impala and Arctic Monkeys and 1975.
The Urban Outfitters is for
Yeah,
you.
that's for you. That's your spot. That's where you link up with all the mandem and shit. You know?
What about those genres of music unifies like, I guess, hipsters? Like, what about those? Is it?
Do you guys have an idea on that? What do you think?
It's just a weird tangent. I'll get us back
yeah,
to
no,
track.
good question.
I don't even really think it's a weird tangent. It's I feel like people find a reason to connect towards this music because they're kind of seeking for a different lifestyle from what every other person around them has. It's most times it's just to stand out.
Yeah.
It's like you rebelling against society. The
But I know a
idea of
lot of people that like 1975. I don't know if they stand out anymore. 1975 is a popular band.
Yeah.
No offense to 1975. They're a good band. Well, from what I've heard, I don't know. I'm not huge into that type of music. But
yeah, but it still comes into that category, falling into the idea of
It's
being
like
unique.
alternative.
Yeah, being alternative.
so it's the idea of the alternative lifestyle is what 1975 at Tim
Yeah.
Impala store.
It's like okay, so you know, for example, obviously I wasn't around in the mid-90s. I mean, well, I was born in 96, but whatever. But like fucking, you know, the grunge scene with Nirvana and whatnot. At that time, like, what were people listening to? People liked rap and shit, but like when it came to grunge, like people, why I connected with so many people was because it was different and people wanted to stand out and be different. And like, I guess people were just feeling different and they felt like that scene represented them. So I think it's the same thing with like Tim Impala and whatnot. Also, I think like a big factor into it is just like it's like the cool music right now. Like, if you listen to Tim Impala, you're probably cool.
You're one of the cool
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
I think that's a big factor into why it's so popular.
Well, hey man. Like, it sucks when they get pop. Is the popularity is the reason to Impala's? Because
yes and no, because like he's always wanted to make pop music, right? It's just that like it's just, I don't know, who knows? I could be completely surprised when the album comes out. It's just that from these two singles, I just feel like he's really going super poppy. Like if you think about like the Tame Impala's first album called Inner Speaker and like where they are now, it's like whoa. So, not to say that like you shouldn't evolve and stuff. It's just like I want to hear you evolve, but I still want to hear you. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want you to completely just lose your sound. And like that, personally, my favorite Tame Impala is their earlier stuff, like when they were still using live instruments and all that shit. And I don't hear that anymore, so I'm not really
Excited.
Yeah. Did you like the song?
I liked the first one that came out. I don't.
Patience is a good one.
Yeah, the one with the bongos on the cover.
Yeah, that was cool.
I messed with that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I would never say I'm a huge Tame Impala fan. I liked Waves. What's the name of it called? Currents.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
I like Currents. I haven't heard anything before that, and I like what I've heard in Currents. I should probably check them out. It's just, man, if I checked out all the music I need to check out, it will take years. So I'll get to them eventually. But they're like, from what I've heard, they, whatever, they're pretty good, and I appreciate like they are alive, and they've made some other artists best produced songs. So he's quite talented.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you loved anything this year? Can I ask that quick question before we end that break?
I swear to you,
I have not. Were you really?
Yeah.
I'm glad we're thinking on the same wavelength. I'm just thinking everything I've heard this year, I found meh to.
Yeah, it hasn't been great.
All right. So okay. Like the highest I've gotten is James Blake's album because I really like that album. I was like, I really like that, but it really like is the most I've had. I've not had anything. I've not had a Kid See Ghost moment. I haven't had a El Sweatshirt moment the whole year, and it's wow, man. We woke up and it's May.
Yeah, for real.
Yo, it's May. Like, it feels like January. I get it too, but like, for real, nothing I love has come out yet.
It's crazy.
Please, somebody correct me.
I feel like what you're saying isn't even like I feel like most people feel like that. I don't think anybody has that one album and say, yeah.
And then, and if no, what's going on?
I just think, bro, like, here's the peak of hip hop, right? We're starting to nosedive, I think. Honestly, I think it's starting to nosedive until something new comes out. Not necessarily music wise, just something, a new rap or I don't know, something, because like it's the same and it's been the same for time.
And it's all just boring.
I think everybody's just bored now, honestly.
I am so like the thing I've loved most are not even hip hop albums. I guess
same. Because there's been good music. There's been a lot of good music.
There has, of course.
Not hip hop.
I mean, Fatoumata Diawara is still the best musician alive, and she's still producing stuff. But I mean, like, come on, man! In the popular sphere, there was something. You know what I mean? There's not been a Pusha T this year. What's happening with hip hop boys? I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Has anyone loved anything hip hop this year?
Pusha just dropped last year, so we can't be expecting nothing from Pusha.
But like, you know, Pusha's not the only pusher in the he is the only pusher in the world right now. But you know what I mean? There's great rappers too. I guess we're just waiting.
Have you guys loved anything this year?
Nah, I've just been seen on the fence. It's like you can listen to the album once, but I'm never. Really
You're never gonna go back.
Yeah, everything I've loved this year is from last year. So.
No, when I think of last year, I think of Dial It, right? I think of Drip Season 3.
There was amazing albums last year. Let's not cap. Kid See Ghosts, Daytona, Travis Scott's album, Dial It. This was all.
So many good albums last year.
The Kanye run ended like before May. Or no, May continued. June is when it ended. By now, like 2 great albums had come out from the Kanye camp. Dial It came out early. JPEG Mafia's album, like say what you will about them, but like these are albums you like. There's meat in them. There's something to love, and or hate. Oh my god, I've not even hated anything this year. I haven't hated anything this year.
It's just that like everything sounds the same.
Yeah,
man.
I kind of agree.
Everything
drowning.
sounds the same.
Ooh, my Maisie has a. So maybe dropped this year. What did he drop? The 4-track EP.
Yeah, the 3 tracks.
It's not even an album though.
I know, but that was good.
It is. I like Baby. Baby makes me laugh. It makes me smile.
I liked Anime World last year.
Anime World was amazing. Yeah, I got swords on my back. The whole album is pretty great.
I did like that.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Shout out to him for that for the anime references.
Right. And for being a genuinely good musician, I think I like Baby.
I think that's another reason why I was so disappointed with the Q album, because like usually he's like my breath of fresh air when it comes to like this hip hop shit, you know.
He was in 2016.
I didn't want to hear fucking hi-hats and 808s and like I was expecting to hear some like bars, nigga, you know, but it just sounded like that. I was like, oh, that's disappointing.
And you know the worst part of all of it? Every single album we reviewed, there's moments of greatness in all of them. Like, recently, if we're going to do a retrospective, I have been in love with Same Young Nigga for the past 2 weeks. You know, when I first heard that song, I wasn't in love with it. I was like, this is a bit weird. They drowned it in autotune. That song has been on my ear for days, for weeks. So I mean, but so there's moments of greatness, but it's all just meh. Has anything Nigerian been great? Did Do Maybe drop this year?
I like that song a lot.
Do Maybe?
That's
Yeah.
a really good song.
Rema
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll
Yeah,
talk
I think
about
he's
it.
dropped that, but I haven't listened to it yet. So
The whole
I
album.
don't know.
Santi dropped this year apparently. I don't know.
Santi dropped anything
Did he
this
not?
year? No.
No, I might be wrong.
Just singles.
No,
Oh, just
I don't,
singles.
yeah, just singles.
Okay. I thought he dropped. Yeah, has anything Nigerian come out that's been amazing? Musumala?
What do you mean?
Because
think that-
everybody else has said no.
Heard
No.
anything from
What have you loved this year, artistically?
Some
I
of the
like the
singles.
Simi's album.
Simi's album came out this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
She was talking about getting married.
literally
That be.
just like no.
Yeah,
You need to rate this babe a bit more.
I mean, I rate Simi. Simi is my wife. Simi is incredibly attractive. Sure, to Adegule Gold, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but I can still find her attractive.
No. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah. Simi is, I rate her, but all her music is about marriage.
Oh no.
About going to a wedding, singing at a wedding. No?
No. Actually, this Charlie Champagne or something is about our dads.
Yeah.
It was. I think she lost her dad a couple of years ago.
Jesus.
I liked the album, but again, it wasn't just like you guys with your stuff. It wasn't like
It was-
over the hill. Like, oh my god! I
Yeah.
listened to it once and I was like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
nice.
You know, you just described my mood the whole year. Okay, cool, nice, next. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. On a real. I don't know. Maybe later in Christmas we'll look back at what dropped in the early parts of this year and be like, actually, that was some amazing heat that we missed. Same, but you never know.
Yeah,
The
We still
beautiful-
got a couple more months to go in the year, so they could still surprise us.
Of course, I
Let's
mean,
not
there's
give
going
up
to be
yet.
something great. It's just why has it not come out yet? Because everybody has been disappointing. That's the biggest word.
Everyone's
word
probably
of the day.
saving it for summertime, though. You know, people like to. There's this summertime cliche where like
True.
you have to come into summer hot.
True. But it's just like, how could there not be like one album that like everybody can say, yeah, this is it? Because this time last year it was Gunna's album,
Yeah.
right? And Lil Baby, everybody loved that too. Like everybody was like, yeah, this is it. You know, there's not one of those this year, not one.
I guess there's Roddy Rich.
Man, get that shit off the airways, man. I'm joking. He's not terrible. It's just that I'm not crazy about that guy.
Drake is what?
Drake's coming.
Could you go away?
Drake,
Take your
yeah.
light skin
He's
nigga
got-
ass
he's got-
out of here.
He's got party next door in the sweatshop. So he's gonna come with that heat.
You see, he was pictured with Meg Thee Stallion. A couple of
Yo, JD called that shit on this show. You heard it here first. Go back 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
JD
he
said,
said
wait
it.
for the Drake Megan Thee Stallion feature to
Mhm.
credit where credit is due. JD, you take that. You predicted it. Anyway, since we're talking about Nigerian music small, we'll come back to it. Let's go to a break. We'll play a quick. I'm there. I speak English, I promise. We'll play a quick song and we'll be back. Yeah? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a song by Nat King Cole. Peace. Check. 1, 2. Songs lose your mind too. Can everybody hear themselves? Is everybody sounding great? Awesome. So we're talking about Nigerian music. Well, not Nigerian music. We're talking about West African music. We just happen to be in a room filled with Nigerians because I don't know. We have very tight borders. We're not very accepting of outsiders, so we push. Here we are. Where do we want to start? What's everybody's perception of Nigerian music right now? So let's go around the room with that. So what's Nigerian music sounded like to you right now? And what has it sounded like before? What is it right now? So who wants to start? We'll go left, go clockwise. Yeah, all right, go. Nelly.
I think it's peaking right now. Like the whole world is getting into it. Like it's becoming
Yup.
phenomenal. It's like it's something we've always been listening to, and we knew, okay, this shit is beautiful. But it's like everyone's starting to catch up, which is lovely because it's about time.
Facts. Yeah, what do you think, Mamizi? Second that argument.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Right into the mic, bro.
Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth, man.
Yeah.
You know, everyone appreciates the art now.
Has it been sounding better or worse than you remember?
It's production wise better, but I mean we still have, you know, a lot of artists coming to give us
Bass, bass, boost,
it's
boost.
like blah, 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 blah. Everyone is singing that shit still, so you know, it's crazy, but it's gone up a level.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about you, Musa?
Um,
Has Afrobeats been sounding better or worse than you remember? Are these new young bloods?
I think, from my perspective, I've gone from like listening to KSA and Aruna Shala, like my the kind of music I listen to is just different. So I think
You've just exposed yourself already. I said legends, bro. She's going back in time.
There's a legendary album that I believe we should have all heard. Asha's album.
Oh, beautiful.
That's amazing.
Which one? Fire on the Mountain. That
No,
album.
the one before that. I think it was the one before that. I don't remember what it's called.
Wait, is it the one with Ayo?
Ayo.
Oh, that's so.
That's the later one.
Which album had
Fire on the Mountain was the
was
first one.
Was it the first one?
Well, I don't know if it's called Fire on the Mountain, but
I remember the song.
there's a single from it, right? What's it called?
I'll find it right now.
Asha is, for context, for everyone who's not Nigerian and for Fahad, Asha is a female Afro jazz musician, right?
She hasn't released stuff in a while.
Because she takes her time. That woman she take her sweet time. She take 10 years more if she needs. That woman is beautiful. That woman was also one of my first crushes. So yeah, little known fact for the
How many
audience.
do you have now?
Yes.
None.
It was named
It was just Asha.
Oh, the album was self-titled,
Yeah.
so it was
Yeah,
named
it was named
Asha.
Asha because she's just that cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
Beautiful music on there.
So the point we're making is what you missed that old
Um,
style of Nigerian
I'm
music.
loving Tenny right now.
Tenny
Tenny
Makanaki.
Makanaki. She's so
Tenny is so
good.
gangster.
Um,
So Tenny Olai is another Afrobeat. Just assume they're Afrobeat musicians from now on. I'll tell you when they're not. I'll clarify. But there's so many, and and these are the ones that make it out. Like there's ones on the hustle. You still get niggas telling you CDs in Lagos.
so
Remember?
I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's changing. And it's just what it is.
Not good or bad. Do you prefer it?
I still listen to my Ijo Fuji every now and then, so
Maybe you prepared the past.
it's not filling the gap completely like that.
Yeah.
But it's doing its bit.
It's doing its bit. Yeah. You wish they had more lyrical content, or is that just part of the part of the swag? But wait, maybe is it part of the aesthetic?
I don't know. It's like, especially like for
Lyrical
example, with
minimalism.
Davido, it's like most of the songs you listen, you're like, why is this popular? What is it saying?
Not all the
Make it
time.
Makes sense. What Davido song has good lyrics?
Aye has good lyrics. I think so.
What did you get from it?
It's not that don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to be lectured by Davido. That was not my. But he has good lyrics. It's a song about love, and he describes it pretty well. Davido has goofy, sweet songs. There's a reason he's popular. He's a hack, but he's good at what he does sometimes. When he's good, he's great. But most of the time, he's a hack. But when he's good, he's great.
Sample minister.
Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Davido would take anybody's song, put it into his song, and you can't do nothing about it.
Bro, facts. And he would just steal it.
He plagiarizes the way you're not supposed to. He's the type of student to
Shamelessly.
plagiarize and write your name on top so they know he copied off you.
Jacques. We should have talked about Jacques last week. I just remember that. If we're talking about female hip hop. That's kind of.
Was Davido the guy that he took Done Talking and then he made it into his own tune?
Yeah.
Was that Davido?
That's
Okay,
him.
yeah.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
I kind of like him. I mess with him. He has
He
a
does it with
raspy.
everybody. He did it now with I Need a Girl on the song with Ross.
I said I need to go.
Oh, he went in well. I was like,
Okay,
damn.
quick. Have you heard that song with Ross? Davido and Ross. Oh my God, we should have played it for her before we came here. That should have been in own segment reviewing that song. Because I've had a lot of emotional experiences with that song. I know you like that song, amazing, but I cannot get behind it. What the so Davido has a song with Ross.
Yeah, I've heard like a little bit of it. So I've heard
It's not the one chief.
Davido on it. Like, I mean, he sounded okay. I don't really like Ross on it. Yeah.
Neither
But
do I.
I'm not really.
I don't know. It's not that I don't like Ross. I don't like
No,
Ross on that
I
song.
don't like Ross. Period. He sucks.
We'll do a whole episode about Ross and
Oh
likes.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll
We need to get
do.
into
That's
that
actually
That is a good
episode ideas, right? Thank
What are you
goodness.
guys in music?
Say again?
Annoying guys in music.
Oh,
Annoying guys in
definitely,
music,
definitely,
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll put 50 Cent, we'll put Russ, we'll put.
That guy, he's just so irritating.
I don't think 50 is annoying.
What?
He's a troll.
He's a
There's
troll. That's
difference.
a
Yes,
difference.
he's a
He's a
troll.
troll.
I don't
Yeah,
think 50
that's
is
the
annoying.
difference.
50 is not annoying.
Okay. Not if you're not Jaro, I guess.
50's just there for the jokes.
He's
Like,
just-
somebody
he's
has
trolling.
to
He's just there
do
for the
jokes.
bands, of course. But I mean, I think Russ is trolling to some extent. He has to know how much of a douche he's being,
He
right?
knows. No, it's just that. That's just him.
Anyway, that's a tangent. That's a tangent.
Yeah,
Let's get
yeah.
back to Nigerian music. What do you think of Nigerian music, Fahad? I want to know actually,
So,
foreigners'
like,
perspective.
Okay, so
What is
obviously, like, although I'm born and raised in this country, I am Nigerian, right? So
Mhm.
like, I have been exposed to some Afrobeats. It's just that,
As you
like,
should.
let's say when I go to a party or whatever, you know, all that. But I don't know, like, it just feels like you said, Nelly, like, it's really like in its bag right now, like
Yeah.
Afrobeat, and like it's really, you can't really escape it. It's in your face, no matter nowhere. Like you run.
You think that's because we're in Britain, though? I don't think it's this much in the US. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Nah, I feel like it's even
Is
way
it?
more
They're
in the
bumping
in
it
the
there.
US.
Yeah,
bumping
they're
it.
bumping when they code. They're not bumping Afrobeats in the US. People in the US
Yo,
love
fam.
when they code.
You don't remember Lil Uzi dancing to the to
Oh
fucking, fam,
and
yo,
then
they're
yeah, that's
bumping
true.
it.
Come on, and Audrey Legba. Yeah, Fez.
They're actually bumping it.
And
But,
T was just signed like this
I
new
fucking
Universal.
yeah, with Universal.
Wow,
Give
say
what credit's due. Techno.
techno, even techno, right? Don't worry. Soon, Michelle Obama posts the song by Tenny. Then we'll know that it's deep that we've gotten here, boys. So are we getting the money from these, all this, or is it just lip service we're seeing on people's Instagram? What's happening, boys? We need to stock in money before we let white people take this one again. They've ruined hip hop. They can keep it. What's
I
happening?
feel like they won't ruin Afrobeats though, because I feel like it's
What?
rooted. I feel like it's rooted in Nigeria.
Yeah,
well, just in West Africa.
I feel like Afrobeat is rooted in
It's
Nigeria
rooted,
because
yeah,
if you
yeah.
remember when Davido dropped that album when he was signed on the Sony, when he just recently signed on with them, I think his title
That
Son
one-
of Messi, the
that
EP or
one
whatever, he sucked.
Son
he
of
needed
Messi.
to go back to the motherland and start.
Yeah.
Like
Honestly.
you can't be great at Afrobeats if you're not in the motherland.
But
It's-
people will.
Also, the difference is like,
It's seemingly becoming a thing like that. Trust me.
But let's not pretend like in music is what is great that that rules the world. It's not what is great. It's what white people buy. It kind of sucks. But
no, definitely. I mean, but like,
Disagree though.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, great stands the test of time, but what is popular isn't great all the time. It sometimes coincides, but a lot of the time it isn't. Popular has nothing to do with great. It's just sometimes some great things are popular. But
About what you said about it's what white people like.
you don't think so?
I think it depends.
When did
Like,
Afrobeats get big? That's really deep Afro. It got big because Eastern European clubs used to play it as club music. If you ask them, that fact check me if I'm completely wrong. White people love Afrobeats, and they've been loving Wizkid for a minute, and now it's getting black. I mean, black people in the UK have been loving Afrobeats since like 1990. Let's not cap. They've been loving Fela. They used to love,
that's
but
what
it
I was
wasn't big
thinking
then.
of, like,
Yeah, but it wasn't big.
but
We just
big is
used to.
related, though.
Of course,
You know.
but yeah.
I think it was even recently till this year that I realized that Fela's son, I don't know if it's Femi
Kuti,
one of
Femi
them, Sha,
Anikulapo.
was nominated for Grammy last year or something. So do you get like it's like you don't know that they're making waves. You're like, oh wait, oh okay, that's sweet. So and even when people come like when France President Abikalokwe, when it came, it went to like the shrine and things like that. So they're aware of it and it's existing and it's not feeding into what they need it to be, and it's still what it is.
But the thing is, okay, so don't get me wrong, Afrobeat has been relevant for 20 years everywhere, I think. In a lot of music, people that really make music, if you know, man, Afrobeat has been everywhere. If you listen hard enough, it's been in house, it's been in, it's been in British music, it's been in your hip hop. Jesus Christ, I don't know what grime would be without Afrobeat. However, big is different from big. There's big, and then there's like, everybody is suddenly having features with Metro Boomin. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a trend. And I'm happy that it's happening, man. I like Afrobeat. Afrobeat is still untainted. There's still youthful energy in Afrobeat. But that dies with popularity, it seems like. And I'm sounding a bit cynical. I hope I am. I used to be less cynical if I started this show, but here we are. Hazard of the job.
When it comes to the thing is like I'm not that clued up on Afrobeat, right? But as far as I know that number one is deeply rooted within black hands and just Africa, West Africa, number one. And for two, like they know that this is their sound, like this is their culture, and they're not willing to compromise that for any money, or because they know what they can gain from that, you know. As opposed to, like, for example, here in this country where you'll get, I don't know, right now what's happening to drill music. Drill music is getting really popular, but what's happening is that the people that are at the top of it, they're gonna sell it. They're just gonna sell out, and then we lose the power, and then it becomes whitewashed, and then it just dies. But I don't think that is gonna happen with Afrobeat. It's
Why?
as it
What
gets.
makes Afrobeat?
Because like the people, they know, like, I feel like with Afrobeat, as corny as it sounds, I feel like it's just more the music. I know, like people. I mean, in a sense that like
drill is more than music too.
I mean, in a sense with Afrobeat, it's like no, I hear you, but I mean in the sense that like people really connect with Afrobeat. Like they really love it.
Sure, absolutely.
And like, I don't think that
people really connected with grunge. Genres die, man.
The thing is, like,
I'm thinking this is years in the future, though. Afrobeat's gonna be big for like 25 years.
It's just that, like,
from
I
now.
think the difference is that, like, for once, we actually have the power, as far as I know.
Yeah,
you know,
well, that's about for now.
The people that aren't that in power of these genres.
No, it's not pessimistic. I hope this is. I am. Facts. The only reason I'm saying this is because even now, man, even in Nigeria, people are getting dicked over for deals. Excuse my French, man. Like, it is what it is. You hear this thing about artists all the time.
The people that are doing that, are they not black though?
Sure.
Because I mean, yeah, that's fucked up, but shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a nigga than a
That's
white
true.
man. You know?
True. That's
Bro,
kind.
I
You
mean,
know
that's
what,
true.
Fairs? I'd rather be. Yeah. I guess if a black guy does it,
I just want the power in
it
black
doesn't
hands.
gentler.
You know, that's that way. Like we don't lose it.
Yeah.
Because when we lose, it's happened to grime. It's gonna happen to. I've seen it happen so many times in this country.
It's tragic.
When it goes into those white hands, that's when we lose it, and then it dies.
Bro, I'm not saying we are gonna lose it. I'm not saying we are. In fact, I genuinely hope. Man, I hope a lot of things for humanity. But we live in the real world. It is what it is. Hope is beautiful, but it's hope. And my question is why you're giving me kind of where Afrobeat is now, but that. If for everything you say about Afrobeat, it's not an exception. Afrobeat is like any other genre, man. It started in Africa, yeah, true, but like, you know what I mean? If you go back enough, a lot of art started with black hands, and where are they now? Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I guess maybe it's harder to dominate a genre over Skype. If niggas are currently producing it in West Africa, that's fair. But still, man, we'll see. Hopefully Universal or Disney doesn't get their gross hands on it. I have a Disney rant every episode now. It's part of our brand. It really is. I have a Disney rant every episode. Say again?
I said they're the devil, though.
They really are. Disney is the worst thing that happens to the... Anyway, it's not that deep. They make great movies, but 20% of world entertainment, guys. Really deep that. It's fucked up. Anyway, we push. Afrobeat. Right? So the Afrobeat influence in everything that we see. Are we liking it? Are we liking how it sounds? Are we liking our influence in grime? Are we liking or does it just sound weird and washed down?
It depends to some extent. And this is a bit unrelated, but when I went home, I remember getting so upset as to why jollof rice has now become so mainstream. I feel like that's what's happening with Afrobeats now. It's like the average person just sees you and and it's like, no, relax, like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, so to me, I just feel like it's just rubbing off the wrong way now.
You feel corny? Does it feel corny? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, like you know, a bit too overstretched, and you know, you have all of these people trying to dance shaku, and then doing it's like stop.
Shaku's on the beats as well. Remember that? Yeah. I know, right? Where do we begin? Who wants to take over from Muslim? Muslim just made some fantastic points. I don't want to just jump in.
When it comes to the UK shit, this whole Afro swing thing, I'm personally not a fan of it because I just feel like this country has a big problem with creativity. So I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So
yeah,
what they see one sound or one thing that's popular, and they're like, oh shit, that's popular. That's making a whole bunch. Let's everybody that makes music in this whole entire country, let's make that exact same song.
Yeah.
And do you know what the crazy thing is?
No.
Everybody likes it.
Wow, facts.
That's the crazy thing about it. Everybody fucking likes it.
So I'm assuming you're referring to for specificity's sake. Because it's referring to the grime wave, no, it's not really drill. It's mostly
talking about
grime.
niggas like so off the top of my head, I know like One Ace and Hardy Cap.
I'm so glad you're here to say this. So the amount these niggas always play this nonsense. This one here, this one in dreads here, this light skinned nigga here, that meows at night. Defend yourself.
Into what they're into.
Yeah, but
Everybody's into what they're into. It's just I personally can't get into that type of music. I can't. It's just like.
But it's just watered down Afrobeats. It's
Yeah.
Afrobeats, but like, okay, Still Bangles Productions type stuff. No offense to Still Bangles. He's a legend in this place, man. Shout out to
he's
him. No, is he not?
He's not.
Like, they refer
Like,
to him as
this,
one
This is
now.
what I mean. Like, so fam, it comes back to. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I want to use an example to prove the point I'm trying to make. Right.
Go for it.
So the example I was gonna say is like, you know how everybody's trying to say Dave is this elite like rapper, right? The reason why these people, I've deeped it now. The reason why these people are saying that is because like really and true, they don't know rap like that. They are not clued up on rap like that. If you had listened to like I don't know, Nas, It Was Written, or Mobb Deep, The Infamous, if you knew these about, you would know what real rap is.
Yeah.
You know, but like. What I'm saying is that in this country, people would just say shit and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
One thing I've actually noticed in this country, if we're going to run a rap tangent, and I actually saw it on somebody's Instagram as well, it just reminded me that, yeah, this is kind of true. So the Instagram post was British rapper says something, so British rapper says some basic bar
It's went over your
with
head
a little
still.
bit of wordplay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and then,
went over your head
yeah, man, them, it went over your head still. I'm sure, yeah, I wish Sean was here. If you did rewind that, rewind it. You need to hear that. The line about the Cuban cigar.
He would probably just say it like,
Huh?
Can I record this?
Please enjoy. Don't worry, it'll be on YouTube. I'll send you the link.
and then the nigga will probably just say it, I don't know, like, oh, like, bad bitch from Iceland. Like, I'm icy, some shit like that. And I'm like, oh. I was like, what's wrong with you?
Yo, it's so like they did not make you read poetry in primary school. Like even small
swear.
things, the smallest puns. I'm just there like, yo, no, I got it, bro. I got it the first time.
It makes no
Like,
sense.
trust me, I got.
'Cause how
And these
do
are
you
people
not-
I respect, whose opinion is like, shout out to Dante, man. I am name dropping a lot of people this week, but Dante is what I love him.
Yeah, shout out.
Dante is quite an intelligent fellow. And he has a good ear for wordplay,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
whenever it's from a British rapper, it's like his
They go
standards for
crazy.
them is just,
They go crazy.
oh, bro, you did get that, bro. You got it like Aki on side like swordfish or some nonsense. And I'm just there like, yeah, bro, I got it the first time. It wasn't that deep a bar.
It's just. Oh, but
Man,
back to the point. Anybody who says Still Bangs is a legend, tell him like I want to see them in it. Like,
yeah, in private.
Because
So I can get them a
that is
whooping.
not true. That is just simply not true, and I refuse to hear that. Yeah.
But a lot of people have said this. You know, this is not from
It's-
me,
this
right?
is- yeah,
I don't know
I
still bangles
I
like
know.
this.
But it's so people, they confuse popularity with greatness. Yeah, not to say that this guy isn't great. It's just like he hasn't done anything to call himself a legend.
Really?
He hasn't done he hasn't done shit.
So if you're popular enough for long enough,
Gee.
does that consider you legend status? This guy's
Bro,
popular
there
for
aren't many
10,
legends
5
in this place,
years.
you know.
There's not, I
There
agree.
aren't many
There
legends
are-
in this place,
yeah.
and he's not one of them.
You think
Still
so?
Bangles, fuck man. Get out of here.
I mean, the idea of a meme is, ideas reproduce each other, and the ideas that are the most popular are the ideas that have been deemed most successful. They reproduce like genes. So the idea that Still Bangles is a legend has been spreading for like
It's
quite
just,
a lot.
it's a combination of number
what is
one,
it?
the word legend gets thrown around too quickly nowadays, and number
Facts.
two, in this country, people just say shit without knowing what the fuck they're talking about. Right? Like, especially when it comes to music, like, look, the people that are calling Steel Bangles a legend,
Yeah.
like, I'm telling you, they don't know real legends when it comes to music. They don't
Okay.
know, yeah.
So who does that well? Who infuses Afrobeats into modern day production well? Do we have any?
I like it when Skepta did it.
True, Skepta. I'll give Burna Boy. I stand with Burna. Burna Boy plays with sound. True, Wizkid
This new
and Santi.
the whole new wave of like Afrobeat guys, the alternate guys, they call themselves Alter. the whole Alter session.
Can we talk about
they're
that?
Actually, yeah, they're
Who's
actually.
that? I don't know who that is.
So they I don't know. They're
Describe the
starting to
whole Alter
adopt
thing.
different cultures from the world and bring it back to Nigeria. So now they skate, they wear their sweatpants and cut the bum. Just wanna, yeah. It's like they're kind of taking some of that
How the
grunge stuff.
How are the Nigerians responding to that?
Can we give it a second?
Because my mom wants to kill me for the way I dress, so I can only imagine how they're taking that.
I don't even know because I'm not really I'm not back there to see how it's feeding into the scene. But if you see from like social media, you see it's become a thing right now.
It really has. It's
It
blown
really
up
has
way
become a
more.
thing. It's like they wear band tees now. They wear grudge band tees and all of that. So all of that has gone there, and now they're trying to infuse that type of wave into the sound, and they're really doing well. Like if you listen to Santi or Doonsy, they're making really amazing songs that are kind of drifting away from Afrobeat, but at the same time they're retaining the core of it.
I just like it when people, they get out the box, they get out the comfort zone, they try and like take steps forward musically, you know. So that sounds very interesting. I'm gonna definitely check that shit out. Definitely.
One thing I would mention about those guys, and it's okay. So what really separates? I don't even know if we defined Afrobeats. We don't need a definition for Afrobeats, right? It's pretty clear, right? But what really defines those guys that keep the Afrobeat sound in the modern production is the drum patterns. Those drum patterns they're having are insane. They're not. I think I might just be tired of trap drums. I really, low-key, high-key, like maybe hip-hop drums in general, actually. Because even like, I'm not particularly loving boom-bap drums either, to be perfectly honest. I don't know, maybe. And that, I think infusing Afrobeat into it might be a way forward that could actually work. As long as it doesn't go the DJ Mustard route. Or who was the guy that was always, when like there was this whole thing about infusing like, tropical house into hip hop. Yeah. Who was the big one in that whole movement? If you remember, was it Drake? No, I mean the producer.
Producer Black Coffee. Tropical House and what?
Tropical House and then like they also used to infuse reggaeton into a lot of beats.
It's hard to pinpoint who did that.
There was a lot of people, and as long as it doesn't go through that whole "I'm a runner up on you" phase, I think we'll be okay. Where we keep the authenticity of the sound. It's not just fake Afro beats.
Well, that's another thing I like, because like even from a musical theory basis, right? Like so like let's say with house music, you got something called a 4 on the floor beat, right? So boop 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 boop. But with Afrobeat, boop 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 boop. It's like the unique trademark, the stamp. I like that.
And it's not a thing I've heard a lot, and I'm excited to hear it in different stuff. I wonder who uses it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I just feel like as black people, like as a whole, we have an ear for rhythm, you know. Like I feel like we just do rhythm like differently to everybody else. So that's why I think I like a lot of these Afrobeat beats, because like you may not even listen to what my man's saying, but you're just vibing along to the beat, you know. You're just enjoying it. That's why I like.
How important are lyrics for you in your Afrobeat songs? Everybody, including Mosu.
In all honesty, I'm just here for the beats. I'm just here for the beats.
Yeah.
Like the whole sound, like how it comes together. Like sometimes you have to forget what they're saying, but just the way.
How bad is an Afrobeat lyric allowed to be before you're like, okay, let's not.
Listening to the video, I think it could be very bad.
It probably has to get to. He has to get to the point where they start making funny
leave
sounds.
The video alone.
Because all it says is just trash.
Or maybe Scales, yeah. I can't do a Scales level. Because Scales hit us with krikata, 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 boom, boom. So, Muto.
See, I would prefer that than just a dumb line. I prefer like just
give. Exactly. I would have Scales over the video any day.
Like we're really not gonna forgive.
Free this Davido guy now. Like not.
How Scales repeating sounds to us and getting away with that.
Oh my days.
Yeah, anyone else? How bad can your lyrics be?
The funny thing is my uncle manages Davido,
Yeah, no, speak freely.
I don't think any of this. I'd personally say I lean
You should send your uncle this link.
towards Burna and Wizkid more than I do Davido.
Because they make better music. No offense to Davido, but Burna Boy especially. Wizkid, I don't know. I like Wizkid. I think Wizkid and
Not
Davido.
anymore. I feel like Wizkid is becoming too.
So what? This is coming hip hop. It's coming R&B.
His tone is changing a little bit.
No, I'll say Wizkid found his sound. He's finally found the sound, and he's leaning into
he's
that
the new
sound
Sway
a
Lee.
lot. He's like you said, he's the new Sway Lee. It's like when Sway Lee found his sound, he was leaning it, like he milked it. That's what Wizkid is doing right now.
Wizkid is beating it. It's more than milking it. It's beating it. It's beating that horse until the horse is like dead and gone. And you know what? He makes some of the best Afrobeat songs of every year. True. So fair enough to Wizkid, man. Every year, this guy has been killing the game.
I think for me, I'm more into like lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why I really love Adekunle Gold and Simi.
So if you like lyrics, that's why you like Adekunle Gold.
No, like when I
Those
listen
guys,
to
they
their
kill me with their
songs,
cliche.
I
love songs.
swear, like throw
I
both
love
of them
it.
away. I'd rather listen
love
to a
it.
Davido love song than a Adekunle Gold love
I
song.
love it.
Because Davido at least is like fun, corny. Adekunle Gold is like, how do I explain Adekunle? Adekunle Gold is like Nigeria's rag and bone man. Yeah, very like, bro, I just love you. Like,
Do you
God
know what
just
I love
gave me
about
my
him?
babe. Oh my God. Go away, Adekunle.
What
Him
I
and
love about him
go for it.
is the drums he uses in his music.
Okay, fairs.
When I went, and I feel like it's one of those the very few artists that we have from Nigeria that perform live. That's something I love, and that's why I love
That's
singing
very
as well.
true.
If
Credit
I'm
where
to pay
credit is
to
due.
watch anyone, it will be the two of them.
It won't be
Anybody
Davido.
else?
You won't say pay Davido to come and shout.
sings over his songs. How am I going to pay £100 to listen to
Davido
you
doesn't
sing?
sing over his songs. He shouts over his songs. Davido is his own hype man. He's hyping the DV. Every time I see Davido, like a performance of him, I'm just there like, who paid to this? Who paid for this?
And then he left
came
the
to
audience
Colchester.
sings the rest.
Huh?
I could
Vibes.
do that in my room. Thank you.
Sorry, what did you want to say, Nate?
Burna Boy is a good performer though.
Yeah.
I agree.
I saw him live in Brixton. Shout out my best friend for the ticket. But yeah, like he's really stage present. Like he hits you with the acapella, and then he gives you a performance where you think, oh, it's really like Beyonce's on stage, you know.
Oh,
with the
that's
whole
well,
line.
let's not go there.
Let's
Wait,
not-
Beyonce. You know Beyonce.
Like it's a show. It's not
Yeah,
just
he said
him,
like
yeah.
it's a
Wait.
show.
A very quick tangent. So if you Google Beyonce Homecoming, Beyonce's Homecoming documentary has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just wanted to get that out the way. I don't know what this woman did. What's the cinematography like? They just videoed her perform at Coachella and they gave her 100. Like Roger Ebert gave her 4 out of 4. Are you kidding me?
She performed
Eh,
on 2 weekends.
Of course.
And it was the same thing. Like, imagine them meshing boat and they were sinking.
Yeah, I can't believe this shit is
Woman
incredible.
face.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes. No, but that's like movie critic. I mean, like the movie, not the performance. What about that movie? Is 100% on Rotten? The plot,
You know, do you know how powerful the Beehive is?
bro. I kind of agree with him. I hate to be this conspiracy theorist guy, but why is Roger Ebert giving this a 4 out of 4? Like, please Google this thing so I'm not capping. Like,
Bro, they will
go
come
I
for
was
your
so
neck.
shook.
See, yeah.
It's a good performance. Obviously, it's Beyonce.
It's not about the performance itself. The production of that film was amazing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was Star Wars. Me, I was watching. No, I wish they
That
told
was
me.
so good.
What did you want to say, Fahad?
Fam, you need to watch your tongue, man.
Beehive, they don't play,
Pull
bro.
your head up.
Fam, you're gonna see so many B emojis on the PC on our phones. Yeah, fam.
You should come for me, Jerry. Come on, man. I'm ready for all of you. Listen, man.
You
It's
said
not,
that, not me.
it's not that deal. I just want to give a very quick tangent. Don't get me wrong, man. She's like fantastic performer, blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. Rotten Tomatoes is a whole bag of worms. Anyway, let's go back to Adekunle Gold. What were you talking about?
Why are you so bothered about AG?
AG.
Leave him alone.
Who is AG? Oh, Adekunle Gold. Don't fucking kill me. Is that like a trend? What are the trends we've noticed in Nigerian music? Because I can point to that the Adekunle Gold trend is all these performers that like Kiss Daniel is like the Adekunle Gold camp. Like everything is about the most romantic thing ever. Yeah, Kiss Daniel has a song where it's like, if I want to lose, I will lose with you. First of all, go away with that energy. But second of all, what is?
Deal with this.
Yeah?
I can't.
What? Kiss Daniel and Adekunle Gold.
I don't like what you're
Kiss
saying.
Daniel can sing now. What? I like Kiss Daniel's music. I prefer it to Adekunle Gold's, to be honest.
I don't know what AG songs you've listened to though.
I've listened to the ones that are popping, the ones that have. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not going to the Adekunle Gold album.
Love stuff.
They're not love stuff. They're about gangster shit. I mean, he's out here.
Speaking about-
he's out here trapping.
Speaking about albums, though, do you guys ever listen to a whole Afro-beat album?
Yeah,
Nope.
deep for see me.
Sade, I said Sade, Asha, and I listened to
Yeah.
Sade as well. But yeah, Asha, that's it.
Kiss Daniel's one was really good as well.
You listen to the whole of Kiss Daniel's album, and yeah, why? So why are you now angry that I'm comparing him to AG?
Because they're so different.
Not really.
Yeah, really.
The fundamentals, principles of what they are saying are really the same. I feel like both of them will have an amazing dinner. They will love each other. They will hold each other's hands. They'll send each other love heart
There's
emojis.
this weird thing Adekunle Gold is doing on stage.
Yeah, a lot of weird things.
His dressing is weird.
Yup.
His dressing.
I don't know, man. I don't really. Why? What's weird about it?
Check his Instagram.
Does anyone want to second this, boys? Does anyone want to second Adekunle Gold's dressing?
Seen him dress and go, what are you wearing?
I've seen him
Ah.
do a couple fits, and I'm just like, okay.
Like you really go, what is this? what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know why I don't follow Afro-beats? The way they dress, yeah. Even you see Wizkid is wearing leather jacket in the hot sun in Nigeria, bro. There's not really much to look at there. It's a joke.
But they have stylists, right?
They should.
No, those guys, they're too stubborn for a stylist. Do you think you can style Davido? When he will send you to go buy all the new Gucci, you bring it to wear the way he wants to wear it. His stylist duty is to buy the clothes. It's just to buy the clothes. The combination is on him. A Nigerian man has pride now.
Sure.
What Nigerian man wants them to dress him? Buy it, bring it, and I'll dress myself.
So I don't know. Do we see any fashion trends in Nigeria then, in Nigerian music? There seems to be a new alternative wave in
there is
fashion.
no alternative.
Yeah, Wizkid is starting to dress like Skepta. If you've noticed, like he's trying to dress like those type of crew, which is fair.
There's always that big influence from like American shit. You see the way everybody's dressing now. The way in America, we're going on a little bit of a different tangent, but you see the way like Ghana dresses. They want to wear brands from head to toe. Yes, that's happening right now in Afrobeat too. Everybody wants to be Gucci'd up from head to toe. Everybody wants to be in Balenciaga.
Gucci down to the
coming.
Like a big papa.
Baby.
Should I say the next part?
Keep it here in my tummy boxes.
I saw a picture of David O recently. Like he was wearing these huge ass Balenciaga shoes. They got a whole bunch of people on Twitter talking, saying how like these shoes are actually trash. It's just cause I can't lie. It's because like the thing is, with a lot of like niggas like Gunna and shit. Like, in my opinion, they can't really dress like that. It's just like they just have these brands in it. They just have a lot of expensive clothes. But when it comes to actually putting them together, I don't think they can really dress like that. And I feel like that's kind of happening with the artists I've seen. I haven't seen that many Afrobeat artists, but like not many of them can dress that well, as far as I can see.
They're following that influence of the American artists. So they're just continuing from where those guys
It's
stopped.
not terrible. It's just the colors. The colors don't go well.
It feels like he's deliberately trying to make a statement.
The thing is, if he wore the same outfit just with
This
different
is
colors, it's a
Masumala
fine
commenting
outfit.
on Adekunle's
the
Gold's
colours.
outfit.
Him deliberately combining those colors is like he's
trying too hard.
Do
Yeah,
something.
you're trying too hard.
And it's like, what are you trying
He's trying to stand out. He wants to stand out in the crowd. And bro, trust me, if you wear that in Nigeria, you really stand out. People will stop and laugh at you and continue walking. And shout out to Nigerians. It's not that deep, man. I don't know. Fashion trends in Nigeria, they kind of just have almost always seeped in from America. I don't know. Are you like, right?
That American influence.
Americans always had a huge influence on Nigeria from before we were born.
But there's also this new push for ethnocentric fashion. Is it ethnocentric? Is that the word I'm looking for? Afrocentric is what I'm looking for. For Afrocentric fashion trends, like if you go all over Lagos now, everything is like native and like like the people are making like clothes out of native, like hype jackets.
Where's that break? Why is that?
Because they all want to be Ghana. They all
Right though, like it's like all eyes are on us, right? So why didn't you not show them us? No?
But this is, I mean, they don't owe us that. I mean, that would be lovely, but maybe the way they dress, maybe this is how they've always dressed. Even when they used to live in Kujore or all those places in Lagos, they just used to always follow drip. Everybody's a slave to the drip now. I wonder where they all came from. Yeah.
You're gonna regret this in the nearest future, though. Like, for example,
Most definitely.
I came across a video of this American woman showing people how to, when you tie a rapper to a baby. And I'm like, that is Africa, my darling. What are you doing? And she was charging people money for that shit. I was like, nope. What are you doing?
So, I mean, the African fashion industry is profiting from it, but even like the alternative wave is all American clothes. True. The alter wave is that what they call themselves? It's all American clothes. However, it's a lot of Nigeria and everything else. They shoot their videos in Nigeria or South Africa. They, with Nigerian girls, Nigerian men, Nigerian dudes that they know. It's all about what's cool in Lagos, and I think it's because there's a metropolitan base building in Lagos now. Lagos has become metropolitan, so it's with that comes who's the cool kids. And the cool kids, and now American kids that have come back home. It sucks, but it's kind of true. Or British kids that have come back home. In fact, British is more often. because we are a colony of the Queen. So it's normally people like us, people that came here to study and then came back and forgot to take off our beanies, and here we are. So I don't mind it. It's just I don't know. Do you like where it's going? You mind? Do you care? Say.
It's alright.
As far as I've seen, like obviously I'm not out there, so I don't know. But like when it comes to like just Nigerians, like being fashion forward and shit, a lot of the like, I mean here, shit, a lot of them can dress, right? But just like in the wider perspective, I just want them to be slightly more original and like try not to follow like trends and whatnot. But like here, boy, we have so many Nigerians. Like I'm just so like happy to see like other Nigerians like dripping. If that's the correct word for it, but like. I just want everybody to just try and remain the original, like don't follow trends or whatnot.
Yeah, I think we're trying our best.
Yeah,
we do okay. I mean, but that being said, do not be deceived. There's a lot of undressable Nigerians, which is fine. Undressable is all perspective anyway. But I mean, like, not in a bad way. It's just by the time you've come to this country already, you're probably already well off enough to have had perspective outside of it, and you're probably weird a little bit anyway. Most of the people that end up in this country that are Nigerians are rich weirdos.
I just wonder, like...
Oh, well-off weirdos, not rich.
Whenever, like, I talk to people back from Niger, right? And they were like, oh, yeah, like, if you dress the way you dress back in Niger, like, fam, people start laughing at you and shit. Like, is it really
kind
like
of.
That?
It used to be less now.
I don't think anyone cares enough
Really?
to even look at you.
Depends where you are, sweetie.
Well,
Nigerians
yeah.
love other people's business.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say love. It would be more
Just look at you like you're a foreigner.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone just
Exactly.
wants to be in your face and be like, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
So your business.
You think so?
Look at my face.
Is it so much like that in Abuja and Lagos now? Because it's like that definitely in the places that are not those two places I just mentioned. Everybody definitely, if you wear your way now, people look like okay, and they'll just keep walking.
I think it
But
depends on
Lagos
occasion
and
as well.
that's true.
Context. Like I wouldn't wear like trainers to a party or something like
Mhm.
that, like to Owambe or whatever.
You wear trainers to Owambe.
All day, bro.
Yeah, same. I would love to.
So I think it does depend on like
The occasion. Okay, but what about like?
I will go for a wedding.
You think
with
it's-
sneakers, bro? Oh God.
Yeah, vibes. It depends on the wedding. Depends how cool the bride is, I guess. But Nigerians are very about regalia. Perception is everything, and we're very hyper aware of that. So we love our looks. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword because yes, we're also fashionable, but then we also do ridiculous things, and we also care about other people's looks way too much. Less so now, I would think, though. Do you think?
I don't think so.
You think it's the same?
I feel like it's switching how much like how they do it is changing, but it's still at the same level.
Yeah.
Like everyone is still all up in your business, trying to find out what you're doing. The way
Why?
you just go about it is just different.
Yeah.
Like stalking your Instagram or something.
Yikes. That's so subtle.
Still do
At
it.
least they do it now, like subtly. I don't know. So what do we think about the American influence in Nigerian music? The other way around, when it comes back, you think it sounds good? You think it sounds corny? Or the Western influence? Let me just say American.
Could you give examples?
Can I give examples? You want? I don't know. It's not a specific example. It's just you hear some artists, you're like, you just want to be American. In Nigerian music, I wish I could give like specific, but I don't even want to really name drop because a lot of them do it.
Nigerians, period, not even the music. Like, and it's been like that. Like I said, like from before. Like, fam, like my dad's friends speaking fake American accents. And shit. Like, you are not American. Like, you like, why are you
so
speaking an
dead.
American accent? I feel like that's a lot of Nigerians do that. Period. You know?
Yeah.
Like they just speak in accents that aren't really their original accents, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, America's influential everywhere, fam. Like, look at China. Look at all these Chinese international students. They all have Jordans and whatnot. Like, America's just always been the place that influences everyone.
Face. Well, I guess that's our conclusion on that. And this is the last question for this segment. What has been our relationship with West African art, like constantly in our life, or just African art in general? I kind of want to know that. What is everybody's relationship currently, or what has
I
it
really
been?
feel like I've always, like, my entire life, I've always been like very in touch with like Nigerianness, and I've always been well aware that I'm Nigerian. I identify as Nigerian before fucking British, right? It's just that like I really feel like I should have paid more attention to things like that, like just African art and like music. I wish I was just more involved because like, now it's like I'm catching up. You know, it's, with this Afro-beat thing, it's like I'm catching up. I just wish I was more attentive from the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to get into it now. You know, I feel like wherever you're from, you should definitely be in touch with like what your people back home were doing and like what they were influenced by and what they, you know. So yeah.
Quick tangent. What does everybody feel about African film?
I
Go as round as we want. Let's talk about every type of film. Let's talk about African film. This will be a quick segment on its own. Yeah?
I love Yoruba movies so much.
Yeah?
I watch at least one per day.
That's why Musumala is always so chill. She has laughed every day.
I love them so much. I think it's because I grew up watching them, and for me, I didn't really subscribe to all their shit. You know, it was that my mom wouldn't let me watch them all week, so it was kind of like every Sunday I looked forward to watching them. So even as an adult, I don't see them as bad. I just watch them, and if I don't enjoy it, I'll watch another one.
I don't know. If it's for a good laugh, then yes, why not? But if we're talking plots,
Not all of them. There's legitimately well-made West African movies. Nollywood has some good, like, legitimately good. Yeah, and some
really
legitimately
comedy,
well-made
can't lie.
movies. I must
Yeah.
speak up for my people. Don't get me wrong. When it's bad, it's bad as
that's what I'm saying. Like,
tragic.
there's no in betweener. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's awful. It's like, so you guys actually wrote a script for this.
And genuinely, the movie feels like it'll be like 3 hours long. Like the movie has no plot. It just keeps going, and then at the end, you just see to God be the glory. We know those movies. Shout out to those movies too.
They
But
give the
there's
movie
some
part
well-made
1, part 2, part 3.
and nothing
All of them,
happens.
nothing happened, and
I
then
feel
you see
like
to God be the glory.
This conversation
See,
actually
we're
shows
all pencils in the hand
how
of the creator.
out of touch you people are. I can't remember the last time that I
Word.
watched a movie that has part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
No, I'm not talking about part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm not talking about part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm talking about the movie. It's one movie that is 3 hours long. It's 1 or
Again, I've
2
never
hours,
seen
30
that.
minutes. Well, I'm exaggerating slightly. It's not Marvel, but
This is what I mean. It's like, and I've had this opinion for a minute. I feel like we don't give Nollywood the same rope we give to other.
Did you not hear me say they're good movies?
No, you don't get what I mean. It's like people would watch one movie that is bad and go, "Oh, Nollywood is shit."
But Hollywood is shit too. I've
you
said
get,
that
like,
very
I've
much
watched, you know,
on this show.
even
Like,
Bollywood
I'm
movies
very
that
vocal.
and I'm like, what the hell did I just watch?
Well, Nollywood is better than
Fam.
Bollywood.
Last time I usually go back to Nigeria every 2 years. Yeah, I haven't been in a while. So last time I went was 2015. Yeah, I remember I went to my grandma's house and everybody's watching Bollywood. Like, I was-
Z-Word is a
And it's a big thing. I was so confused.
It comes in trends. The next one after that Bollywood phase was the Telemundo phase. Everybody.
Wait,
was-
no way. No way.
Yeah, it's Bollywood 100%.
They're watching Telemundo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Telemundo, like Spanish. Spanish.
Actually, Telemundo first, and then
Was it really? Was it the other way? Yeah, it was Telemundo first. Facts.
My family used to
This is
It was
crazy.
Telemundo first, and then
Like-
because
Z-Word took over.
we like to laugh at other cultures too.
Right,
Funny
right.
enough, like, you know what I mean. It is what it is. The alien is funny. So with enough perspective, we watch a Bollywood movie and everything is so deep, but they're also singing all the time. Like, that shit is weird as hell. So we're laughing our asses
What's the
off.
DVDs?
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on?
What's
here?
going on, right?
Why am
my
I?
brother, I've come to fight you.
The
Okay,
first time I
let's
ever
see.
watched a
Yes.
Bollywood movie was in Nigeria. It was
talking
Bended Like Beckham. I remember that.
Oh,
that
that's a
movie actually
classic.
is,
That's
is a
classic.
great movie.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah, like, it's not a bad movie. But like, there are some Nigerian movies, man, like, when it's good, it's great. But when even the English ones where, like, don't get me wrong, there's a whole new, like, bunch of young-blooded, hot-fired film school graduates in Nigeria right now that are making, like, not all-time great movies, but they're making, like, quality movies,
level has
cinema
gone up,
quality
that's what it
movies.
is.
Facts.
The levels have gone up.
But the writing is still, everything is still, it's just, I compare movies on all scales the same. I don't give Nigerians any, and
No preferences.
very few movies reach my standard of movie consumption in general, but I might also just be an asshole. Say that again.
I just wanted to say that personally, I feel like even though the new Nollywood movies, they look so much better. Like
They're not that much better, are they?
They're shitty.
Yep, I kind of agree. They're written so badly.
I have to go back to watching Oleku.
Oleku is one of the best movies I have ever seen. Sorry, or Shawaride.
But this new one's like I watched Wedding Party 2.
Yeah.
And I went.
Well, first of all, it's called Wedding Party 2. Well, one of two things happens there. One, there's more money in Nollywood now anyway. So even someone who's not that talented can make, good-looking movies.
You're looking at Kemi, you're looking at Mo Abudu, you're looking at...
A movie is more than the producer. The producer might be fantastic.
Like, they could have... Okay, for example, Wedding Party, and I know this is off the tangent. Wedding Party 1 was... Okay, I didn't mind it. I felt it was over, Shola Shobwale's role acting like the crazy Yoruba woman was a bit stretched. But I was like, cool, I like it. But why are you doing
this man is talking some knowledge
with the same thing? Like, oh, there's still that same ex that came back to ruin the wedding. There's still this person like, how does that make sense? Like, are we dumb?
Two things there. One, a lot of Nigerian filmmakers seem to be inspired by Tyler Perry. It is what it is. No judgment there. That's fine. But I don't blame them because Tyler Perry is you look in America, right? And you go, well, who looks like me that makes movies? There's Spike Lee, and then there's Tyler Perry, and if you didn't fall on the Spike Lee side of the coin like me, you fell on the Tyler Perry side, and here we are, which is fine. But that also means they come with Tyler Perry's gripes, and a lot of his gripes come with writing, because Tyler Perry can shoot a movie. His cinematography is he has a good eye. He has a good eye for actors, right? He has his actors that he chooses are some of the best in the business. Just no one will hire them apart from Tyler Perry, which sucks.
They can only act in that type of film.
Yeah, they do.
They're not bad films at all.
They're not, because Tyler Perry has a good eye for black actors. Anyway, so that's what happens in a lot of Nigerian movies. There are amazing actors in Nigeria, man. Mark my words. And the directors are good at finding them. But a movie is not just about acting. If I wanted to just see somebody act, I'll watch a play. A movie is about the way it's edited. It's about the script. It's about timing. It's about music. Nigerian movies and music have such a tumultuous history. The music in those movies, the mixing is always off. The song is basically telling you the plot of the movie. Like, I'm just... Very few, the exceptions to those, the old movies where it was just maestros that used to make movies. It was very select few people who had gone through the ranks of they done TV for years, then they let them direct one thing and they made a Shawaride. But now Shawaride, how do you pronounce it? Shawaride, Avi? Shawaride.
Bro, I'm just hearing all these names right now.
Right, Oleku. There was a lot.
They were nice ones, and then
they were good.
YouTube, so they make my night.
Yeah, nice. And they're legitimately well-written movies.
Like deep movies, and they give you a bit of history.
I'm not watching squat.
Well, that's my Mimi's opinions. Those are actually good movies. For me to say that.
Time, bro. You know how I am. I'm very critical when it comes to the
Same.
shit I take in.
Watch one of them and let me know.
And I don't know.
Shawaride.
I see someone wasting my time. Ow.
No, but again, do you see me complimenting any two movies apart from those two movies I've mentioned? I can comment them and The Figurine. Those three movies are the only three Nigerian movies I can remember.
And it made me look into history.
Really?
That is how.
And I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of juju in this movie. Yes?
No, all of them. Oleku, I can't remember any of that because people used to write about modern magic.
Yeah, it was deep. Like Aruba, for example, was about. I didn't even know in Osun State that it was a culture. It was a thing. So it was really about traditional culture and things that people are now seeing as weird, and just explaining why it is what it is. So it's really nice. There's no juju. This one is casting spell on. Nah.
Can we talk a bit about the juju? Let's actually talk about that. The juju thing in so. You are allowed to use magic in a narrative, right? But if you introduce magic in any narrative, be it book, game, you need to introduce the rules of that magic very, very specifically. There's a reason people watch Harry Potter and don't complain about juju inside it. Well, most people watch Harry Potter and don't complain about the juju inside it. The juju has rules. It has its rules. It's not just dumb. It's not just. I swear. It's not like the juju is not. You can't just introduce magic as a plot solver or a plot in the first place. And without, if you're going to use magic as the plot of a movie, those rules better be stellar. And if it's just going to be a little thing you use in the movie, the rules still better be. You can't just throw juju at me in the screen.
Bro,
I don't.
Prayer always wins.
The real is prayer always wins. To God be the goddamn. To God be the glory.
See, I don't know why you're acting like Juju is supposed to respect man.
I'm so,
Juju respects no.
so dead.
How are you gonna govern something that has the respect for nobody?
Yeah, right. That's why movies are not real life, because real life doesn't have rules. Real life is
That's
chaos.
why you have Nigerian actors like what's his name, Kanayo. He's so evil they had to name him twice, right?
Yeah.
Sacrifice everyone in the
Kanayo.
family, right?
I know, right?
And actually, I've been thinking about something. How
Go for it.
Juju is always portrayed in Hollywood movies as bad.
Me and
That's
Moya were
really
having this exact
upsets
same
me.
conversation.
Because when
Wait,
I
we should give a
went home-
context. Not everybody that's listening to this is
Oh, fair
Nigerian.
enough.
So Juju is, and I'll let you call in from there because you're on a
No,
great
no,
run.
me? Nah.
Yeah, yes, come on. You know how you do. Now, you're what's it called? Juju is Yoruba for magic. And what we are referring to, voodoo, voodoo, actually it originates from the West Africa, it originates from Yoruba. Voodoo as a religion originates from like Yoruba slaves that were taken to Brazil, Jamaica, all those places. Like I don't know if it's Jamaica or one of those islands. You know what I mean? Yeah, those, and it all kind of all steps down from our religions in the Yoruba tribe. What?
I think Haitians are the ones that practice voodoo.
A lot of them do. It's not. It's spread around.
All
It's
over the world.
spread around.
It's very big in South American culture too.
Yeah.
It's called Buruharia. Buruharia, something like that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but
It's
very big.
everywhere.
So that's what we refer to as juju. And the gripe I think you're having, if you want to take over from here, is in Nigeria, right?
No, I don't think it's even a Nigerian thing, and I think that's why I really love the Aruba movie. It's that when I went home in 2017, I actually visited some of these places. I went to see a traditionalist, just because I just realized that a lot of our culture has now been, because there's now
Demonized.
this competition between religion and culture, we've now overshadowed, like, I don't know how to put it into words. It's kind of now a case where if you're doing black magic, then you're a bad person. And we forget that there are people that actually grow up practicing, worshipping Shango or Iron or whatever, and it is their own religion, and that doesn't make them bad people. The same way you go to your church to cast spells on your enemies is kind of, like, I feel like it's quite hypocritical how we, and it shows, it's a lot in movies like that as well, like, it's always to show that it's the bad thing.
Well, Christianity is a very, very effective religion. And the reason Christianity is an effective religion is everywhere Christianity went, everybody that was, all the pagan gods turned to demons. Everywhere, immediately. Because if it's not our God, it's nobody's God.
Yeah.
This is evil talking to you. And that they did not make Africa an exception. And they did not make West Africa an exception. And they did not make Yoruba gods an exception. So a lot of like genuine Ifa worshippers, for example, will be seen as like bad soothsayers in Christian religions, and people believe that vehemently, and it reflects in our art, because art is made by people, and people always show their biases, and we are all, it seems, and unfailingly, we have not changed. It seems like every single piece of media release is terrified of traditional worshippers. Every single time. It is. I'm not saying an exception. If there's an exception, please let me know. Obviously, anybody that can. I haven't seen an exception, and yeah, you're right. It kind of doesn't make sense. It's unfair because part of the marketing tactic for Christianity in Africa was everything else is dirt, and we all want to be westernized.
Islam survive it though, and how did some other religions survive?
Because Islam is not to be messed with either. You guys are quite like strict with your own doctrines of this is what we believe to be us, and also the North was kind of allowed to keep. I don't know how to explain it. Like the North just
like it was all just so messy.
Yeah,
So confusing.
that's true.
But yeah, I think because I did like with the Ifa thing, I did go for like I've been to an Ifa festival before, and I just wanted to learn so much more about the culture as to I am Yoruba and what is the Yoruba culture, and a lot of this goes back into Oshun, certain places and what they're still practicing. And it's just so pure. Like, it's so nice. It's just amazing.
It is a lot of it, but if our worshippers, people forget, are not inherently. In fact, it's kind of a doctrine. They're not inherently violent, like at all.
They're just like normal people.
They really are, and then they just believe their God can see the future. And you know what? Fairs.
But your pastors can see the future.
Apparently, well,
They're raising people up from the dead, aren't they? Isn't that what they're doing right now?
Apaz.
Your pastors skin
A pass.
tone.
That's what we're just doing in these streets.
Brought that nigga to life. Oh, eat some.
Casually.
Why not?
Facts. I don't know. It's a runoff from colonialism. A lot of our movies. I was gonna actually ask that. How's colonialism affected the art we produce in our? Well, this is such a huge question, but might as well. We're here to 12. How's colonialism affected our filmmaking and our artistic process and our books and our music, right? All of it. Like colonialism is. What do you think? Because if we're talking about white influence, what's bigger than that?
I think with theater, I remember growing up and we had the national theater, whatever thingy, and it was so huge because they had plays and it was live and it was I bet Ogundi or something and they were so amazing. And I remember thinking, why did that go away? Like it's still existing, but it's
not the same.
It's just non-existent, And it's like that was pure and that was beautiful, and we are now running, to meet up with the Western standards and just neglected what made us us.
You think that affects our art? We always feel Western standards are better. You think so?
Yeah.
But they sell the market.
That's just the way we've been socialized. That even when it comes to I don't know, the way we dress or beauty standards, that it's always been like that. Like Western, whatever, has always been like the poster, and you guys have to try and be that,
Damn. Well, I think that sucks. We normally suck at it. From what I've noticed across the years, anytime we try and do Western, don't get me wrong, sometimes we try and do the Western, but because it doesn't fit the right way, we just do our own thing by mistake. But every time we try and do just Western, it's normally just watered down Western. Yes.
It's like this Davido song where he had Sway Lee and Young Thug on. If you ever poison yourself to that song, the song is so horrible. It feels like 3 different songs. They just chopped 3 songs and just added it together. Like it sounds like an absolute mess. And it's not a beautiful mess. It's a chaotic mess. It's the type of.
When did this song come out?
It came out probably 2017. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Why they went into the studio together.
Let's just jump on, put our name on this track. People will go listen to it. We'll make some money.
And they kind of were right. People listen to that track. I'm sure somebody played that track in the club once or some. Yeah.
I think we're writing as well, and this is something because I read quite a lot. And there was a time I was like, oh, I only want to read African literature. And a lot of it got to a point that I wasn't getting what I wanted. A lot of it was about immigration and abroad living, and it's like we don't hear. Okay, cool. Next, and even Chimamanda, there were so many authors that I really love. But
can we talk about Chimamanda quite a bit, please? Can we talk about Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie? The woman, Adichie. Please, I'm so sorry. That was actually a mistake. Say again. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Chimamanda.
Don't take it easy.
It's like a tongue twister. Yo, of course, I'm going to take it very, very lightly. I would never.
Chimamanda in the house right now.
Bro, let's wait. Are you ready? Please throw the book.
You guys, you can't press us to the corner.
We push. We push.
We
We will say what we want to say. I swear. We will say what we want to say. This is my show. We'll speak our minds.
Untouchable.
Right.
Untouchable.
Chimamanda's books are pretty good. I've read. Calm down. Of course, I like him. However, I gotta ask about the trend she comes with, which
she doesn't
is.
come with a trend though. That's the problem.
What is it?
She speaks her mind.
She practices what she preaches.
And people jumped on it. People made it a trend. It's kind of like people getting offended with Beyonce for doing something. Like, for example, I remember
offended. I'm not.
No. Yeah, it actually happened on Twitter. There was this huge thing about people started comparing her to Michael Jackson, and a lot of people started saying, "Oh, but it's like Beyonce never came out to say any of this shit.
Yeah,
she's just living her life." That's the same thing with Chimamanda. Like, I've read her books, I've watched her videos, I've seen everything.
So, what is your thoughts on her brand of black feminism, of black female feminism?
I love the fact that she started a conversation that needed to have been started.
True.
And I love the fact that a lot of young girls could relate. However, as a young black woman as well, I feel like it's important for everyone to define what feminism means to them. Don't follow someone blindly. You're not a sheep. just the point. That's just the long and short of it. She's saying things that works for her. You know, then look at it, read it, and make sense of it and tailor it to you.
Yeah, right.
Stop.
I wish people did that in life in general.
You know, I read Dear Aja Awele.
Is that how they pronounce the name? Aja Awele.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, it talks about how to raise a girl child. But there were some parts that I read and I was like, no. You know, and that's what reading should be about. That's what standing someone should be about. I would never blindly stand somebody because they are all human beings and they would have flaws and they would make mistakes and they would say things they shouldn't say. But you just have to look into there and remove the stones.
Find what you love them for in the first place. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you've just described what this show has been trying to preach for the last 600 years that I've been on air, approximately. I feel like it. I don't know. I have the wrinkles of a 600-year-old right now.
Can I let's go on a very quick segment.
Please.
We'll jump back onto this. You said the word stand. You know, like, so many people don't know where that word originates from.
Tell me.
From that Eminem.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stand.
yeah.
The song Stand. You know, so many people, they're like, huh? Like, what's that? They're like, what? You stand? What's that mean? And I just found that weird as hell. Like, it comes from the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that out.
Yeah? No, I'm glad. That was a quick segment from Fahad. Cool. Oh, what else? So how's colonialism, apart from obviously the best musician that's ever lived, Fela Kuti, how has colonialism affected our music?
I just want to jump in and say,
Please.
Fela is not okay.
No, please. No, say it with your chest. Fight. We've talked about Chimamanda. You might as well do your own back. Bring up Fela.
It's not even the case of doing back. Like, I just feel like why I'm saying this is because I've seen a lot of conversations get started and people are like, oh, Bonner is trying to be like Fela, Whiskey is trying to be like Fela.
Nope.
And it's like, why are we? Do you get like, you know, why can't people be themselves?
Okay, so
Why am I this person?
very, very quick tangent on that. I'm glad we're all here. Let's quickly talk about this. No. I'm glad. This is a very Fela Kuti. Everybody knows who Fela Kuti is. You know, legendary musician, Afro-beats, possibly originator, but probably not. Probably perfecter.
You can't make him the perfecter though. The thing is, a lot of people there were a lot of other musicians who were probably there before him or there with him who perfected the same craft.
Of course, he has. Nigeria has a.
What he was doing.
Well, no, it was political side to him. I just particularly love his music. What do you mean? His songs are artistically, genuinely constructed. Fela constructed his music like an orchestra. If you listen to the instrumentation on any one Fela song, yes. You think I don't know King Sunny Ade? Are you serious?
It's like, do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like we need to separate the two
Of
things.
course.
It's music.
But KSA is a legend too. It's not one or the other. You know, I don't understand. What's this vibe you're giving me? KSA is a legend too. You can have more than one. Ebenezer Obey too is a legend. There doesn't need to be one. I'm not saying Fela. Come on. I'm not saying if you like Fela, you must hate KSA or whatever. I'm not doing that pick Tupac Biggie shit. Yeah, but Fela is one of my favorite musicians that's ever lived. That's why I want to kind of bring it. Yes, but that's why I kind of want to bring it to the Whiskey and Burna Boy thing. Everybody's comparing them to Fela. That's the next big thing. Everybody wants to be Fela. They have Fela on their
I wouldn't
shirts.
really say they want to be Fela though. They're taking inspiration off him. It's like there's so many singers who've come up.
Let's not act like they're not indulging it. These guys
they
are
obviously are
indulging
indulging it
that
because
image.
that's what a lot of the Western world listens to Fela. So it's like it's kind of like a new strategy to win these people over. It's like you're tagging two things that seem to be greatness together to shove it down their throats.
Yeah.
You're push. So I think what they're doing is they're
I just
pressing
think
the
it
Western
seems a
world
bit
by the neck.
forced.
I don't think it's forced.
It very much is to me. But can I say why?
No.
Please? Thank you. Because I mean, what Fela almost, don't get me wrong, it's not the antithesis of whatever is happening, but Fela didn't Fela stood for something, and it was in every fragment of his music. Like when Fela was in an aggressive state of being with the way his country was, the whole song was aggressive. That's why I think he's a fantastic musician. So that's music sounds like what Fela is talking about on every song he's talking about. If he's feeling nihilistic, the song feels nihilistic. He had a music theory like background. You could feel it in these jazz compositions. So for somebody to just come and do like a 3-minute Afro-beat song with a nice beat, and like the song is about, Amaka or whatever the hell, and like, which is all dope. I love that. But like, and then they quote a fella in the song, or they use a fella like they use a not even a type of beat, as in the way they pronounce their words, for example, or they cover a fella, basically a fella fragment, or they do the thing, or their video has the fella imagery, like, we get it, can you, like, fine, but no, this fella didn't just stand for smoking weed, no offense. Fela didn't just stand for smoking weed and having many wives, I guess. That's what people just realize. There's a history with that man's name, like, that man was an important part of Lagos. Like, there's more, exactly. Even Burna Boy, as much as I like him, whenever he does that shit, it's corny, man. I roll my eyes. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be very, very real.
To add to that, did you guys listen to Fowl's album? Did anyone check it?
It's by people checking for files in 2019.
People, there was a lot of, I didn't listen to it, but I read a lot of reviews about it, and it kind of relates to what you were saying as to each. I think the general stuff was that each of the song was about Nigeria as a society and pushing that forward. And again, conversation started, oh, this is the new fella, the new fella. So it's like, is it every time someone tries to stand up, then they are trying to be like fella?
Who people that are saying that he's the new
That's
fella?
the thing.
The Nigeria Twitter.
It's everyone just jumps on it.
I feel like what is, in this current time, the market is saturated with a lot of crap. That's the truth.
Yep.
So when you hear the odd artists actually speak up about shit that
It feels like a phenomenon.
immediately it's like, okay, fuck.
Genuinely, like Pretty Boy Dio says there should be light and police should stop arresting people for nonsense reasons. Oh my god, it's the new fella. Oh wow, he did it. He did the thing. Police should stop arresting us for dumb reasons. That's really the most basic, like, please now, like, even like the Dangote song, right, that's a really nice melody. It's a song that it took time to create, but that's not a fella song. Like, fella used to talk about specific Afro-futuristic problems, like you could handle, like, fella. I feel like my voice is
No.
I know what I mean.
Look,
You could break down fella's philosophy from his music.
I
Like, you
get
could
that, I
get
get
his
that, but
mindset.
like the Dangote song now you've spoken about, that is a song speaking about the everyday hustle, the grind every day. You know? Man is just saying, I'm out here trying to make my money. I don't give a fuck about what anyone else has
And
to
that
say.
can be a good enough
And
song
that
without
is-
people comparing him
and
to
that-
fella.
and That is fantastic motivation for every day. Like,
Genuinely.
you know what? Give me my bag. Fuck you.
Facts. But that's a good enough song on its own than for people to now start, with
Yeah,
the,
but I mean, I feel like fella is
forced
literally, like,
comparison.
the most recognizable.
I guess. I think it's lazy.
That's what
Search
it
other
is.
people's music. There's been other musicians apart from fella. For me to compare somebody to fella, I don't even think I compare Femi Kuti to fella. Femi is not fella because they have went different artistic direct. I say Femi like he's not like old enough to be my dad. Mr. Femi and Nikolapo, excuse me, I know, right? Mr. Femi and Nikolapo Kuzi went in a completely different direction with his music, a direction I actually do enjoy. Femi Kuti's music is pretty great on its own, but it's not fella. It's there's a sound, there's a cutthroatness that I've not heard it from anyone since, really. I don't even know anyone that's fella inspired. But I don't know. Yeah, man, it's all good. If it helps people to digest Afrobeats easier, fine. But it's forced. I should stop doing it. It's corny.
Sometimes you need soup to eat the pounded yam, bro.
Alright.
Not even sometimes, every time. So
So are these guys the pounded yam or are they the soup? You know the
we'll
vibes.
figure out at the end of the day now.
I completely get the point you're trying to make though, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened with with other artists. There's no one that comes to mind now, but like, let's say there's an artist that's actually stood for something like much.
Just say it's the
than-
new Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much more deeper than like their music, but like they make something remotely close to that, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like with X and
The
call him
Tupac
to.
thing,
He's
oh my
that guy.
God.
What has he
And
done
to
to me?
be honest, it happens in all walks of life.
It's,
But
I mean,
just
it happens
for
everywhere.
example,
Happens everywhere. Yeah. In
Moment-
sport, happens in
moment
sport.
Please don't break up Hazard. It's
No,
okay.
no,
It's
no,
okay.
I'm not
Use
trying to
use.
bring up Hazard, of course not. But the moment someone steps up, he's left-footed. He
He's
can dance through players.
he's the new Messi.
immediately,
Yeah,
oh my God,
Yeah,
He's the
just-
new
that.
Messi.
Yeah, it happens
You
everywhere.
get that? So it
He's-
happens. People see greatness, and when they see just those little flashes, those little hints,
You know what though? Let's call it now. That is a signal of not knowing what you're talking about. I'm gonna be real.
Partly,
I
yeah,
just
and I
like-
just feel like we live in this society where, like I said, like these things just get thrown around way too easy. It's like people like that. The word legend has lost a lot of meaning.
Yep.
Like everybody gets called a legend now. So, I feel like that's just how it is, and that's kids are gonna grow up off that, and that word is just like redundant now.
Yeah, I guess we've lost that. We need to find a new word for legend then.
Yeah, I mean,
Nay.
because there's always gonna be like a real, like there's always like it's like real recognize real. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like people who know will always know, if that makes sense. But it's just it's a shame because, like you said, even like with football, like it's frustrating to hear someone say, "Oh yeah, this is so and so." Like they're not even in the same league. You know, they're not in the same league. But you can only just the way I do it is like, if that's what you think, that's what you think, man. Like I know what's real, you know. So if that's the way
when you don't know about something, you don't even know how much you don't know. So it just everybody just seems like they fell out of the genre. Like, wow, this shit is amazing.
I just wish that people would like be more open. Because let's like today with this whole Afro-beat thing, right? I've been sitting back and listening because I'm not even clued up on the area, right? And like I just wish people, if they weren't clued up on a specific area, whatever that is, just take a step back and listen, so you can
that will involve
learn.
like humility and like.
But the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't get why people like. It's okay not to know everything, you know. Like you're a human being. Yeah. It's okay to say, you know what, I don't know enough about this. I'm gonna just not say anything.
I think it's something about social media. I think such people feel ashamed not to know shit about social media. It's weird. It's like, oh, you didn't know that. I feel like I don't know. Is that a thing people do?
The thing is, like, you have those moments every day. Yeah? Like I said with the whole stand thing, right? Like you don't know, but that's not something to like feel bad about. You know, you're a human being. At the end of the day, you're not gonna know everything.
Well,
fine. Like,
apparently not.
Just know when to take a step back and like sit back and listen and learn, as opposed to talking your shit like
that
you know
will
what you're
involve
talking about.
self-awareness, and that's painful.
I hate
and
that.
boring.
I think that's top 10 worst things, especially with music. Cause I'm very passionate about music. So when someone will talk about, that's why I hate like niggas that ride this Dave guy so hard, because like, like this guy is not
back
it.
again.
he's not it. But
Yeah.
like, people are like, yeah, he's the best. He's this. He's that.
I feel like if you're talking in the class of monotone rappers, then he could take a first there. If you want to listen to a rapper,
that it's like monotone and has zero flows, but like great lyrics, cool, yeah. I get
Zero
it.
flows.
But, I'm telling you, he has a grand total.
It's still not as good as Ka. Like there's monotone rappers that can actually spit. Like you know what I mean? It's rare, but there's 21 Savage, there's Ka. That's what people I can think of off the top of my head.
Staples used to be.
Staples wasn't monotone.
No, he was very monotone for a long time.
He was.
Summertime 06 or before that?
Before that.
Okay, fair. I don't know before that.
That's when that was the beginning. That when he started to like.
You think he's trash now?
No, now yeah, he's trash now.
What?
I didn't think Big
fuck
Fish
with
Theory
him heavy.
slapped. Like Big Fish Theory didn't
You
slap.
bumping that album?
Big Fish Theory
When was the
did
last time you bumped
no,
that
but
album?
the Big Fish Theory wasn't the last thing. FM was pretty good.
When was the last time you bumped that album?
Fairs. But I bumped Summertime 06 recently.
That's it. That was like his last good album, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Prima
you know,
Donna's awesome.
I love Vince Staples.
I like Prima
His music
Donna.
right now is trash. I can't lie.
Prima Donna is awesome.
Yeah, that's okay.
But okay, Big Fish Theory is not for me.
Yeah,
And
Big Fish
FM was
Theory
fine.
wasn't the one.
It's just
I
like,
didn't even give FM a chance.
I listened to it once, that's
After
it.
Big Fish Theory, I was like, oh, okay.
No, wait, why does everybody hate Big? Oh my God, this is such a tangent. This is so weird. But
It's
what's
scary.
the hate for
Why
Big
you
Fish Theory? It's such a
Alright.
weird, interesting thing he was trying to do, and he did it okay.
It is, but it's just like I feel like the style of rapper he is and that type of music don't really go hand in hand together.
I think that's what he was going for.
Like, let's say if Danny Brown was rapping over those beats, I'll be more open, right? I'm not here to say, hey, yo, this type of rap you can only make this type of music. I get it. Like, artists want to evolve and whatnot, right? It's just that, like, it didn't really work for me personally. Like, it wasn't even bad. It's just that, like, that's not something I had any replay value. in my book.
Yeah, Big Fish Theory didn't have a lot of replay, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
That's what
No,
I'm saying,
not
like-
at all.
Yeah,
His
Fairs.
music isn't bad. It's just like it's not for me anymore. And like I thought he was rapping way better like before when he was actually rapping. Like you know.
Fairs. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah, bro, we can just talk about like
African
anything
diaspora.
music related, really.
Yeah, I think we did okay for the African bit.
Oh yeah, that was very interesting. Right? I
Right,
feel like
structured.
anybody listening probably found that very interesting too.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
didn't, then let me know, obviously, in the rudest way possible.
King's
You know?
Knights.
Right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
swear.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Anyone else wants to say anything about the? What about we only talked about West African music? What is everybody's relationship to music outside of West Africa and the African sphere? Is this crickets? Yikes! I love Mosul.
I think I've done
Mosul is like Nigerian or get the hell out.
I've done some South African like Questa and Co. Questa, Casper, Noviet. You know, they Nasty C. Like there are a couple of them you could actually listen to. But the problem is a lot of them have this American influence. So if you listen to like Nasty C, Quest, it's like
very much is
like they're rapping,
especially
like,
Nasty C.
like
Questa it doesn't like that though. I'll defend Questa. Questa is a very very South African that didn't come out. It was English. A very strong South African like
bro, I
energy
can't,
too.
I can't get into accents. I really don't like the accents. It's just like it's so
Spirit.
it's too much. It's too much. But when it comes to South African music, I like the house thing they got going on. Black coffee.
Oh yeah, Black Coffee.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, outside of Nige, I ain't listen to that.
You see the accents a lot.
Easy.
I did two South Africans.
Oh, okay, fair.
I even started learning how to speak.
This nigga.
Really?
This nigga. And the relationship now fell apart. Too bad. At least we kept the language. Throw away the girl, keep the language. You get
have
me? You
not seen that?
Oh baby.
Have you not seen that video of fucking shit? What happened again? It's like the South Africa cover band, right? And they're doing a cover of Beyonce Halo. Yo, that's like the epitome of what I'm talking about. Like the accent is too strong for that song. It's too strong. To the left, to the left. Everything you own to the box to the left. In the closet. That's my stuff. It's crazy.
Wow. I didn't know if I had this talented accent inside it. That was
They
so
roll the shits like crazy. They roll the. Oh.
Please send me that after the show.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Shit's hilarious.
Don't touch. Y'all should calm down.
I just like that.
Let's not.
Even outside of Nigeria, I just like that Africa is really like we have a voice. We're doing our thing. You know, we're just showing people who we are, and like we're changing the stupid connotations that are like linked to Africa and shit, which is so fucking annoying. And I feel like a lot more people will start to realize, damn, these are some cool ass niggas, you know.
For everyone who's listening, man, bless yourself, bless your ears. Listen to Fatoumata Diawara. She's a Malian musician, one of my favorite musicians alive. That woman's music is amazing. I don't understand the word of what she's saying, but I love her music still. That's how you know good music. It's all strings and percussion. She has a sound, she has a voice, she has an idea of what she wants to do, and she's a ruthless professional. Like, you listen to her music, you feel like you've paid for music. Like, wow, like I paid for a musician. You know what I mean? To come and sing, like. So yeah, if you like that type of stuff, if you want your bass, that's fair too, man. I like a bit of both. I say, Zlatan. We didn't even mention Zlatan. God, Jesus.
Guys, on that,
something
actually,
forgive
before you
me.
go into that,
Yeah.
what you were saying reminded me of how there's been this new buzz around Yahoo Boys recently.
Around who?
So Yahoo Boys
419
are
guys, scammers.
no, I love how you, to clarify what Yahoo Boy meant. You said 419 guys. Oh yeah. For those who don't know what that is,
Scammers.
Yeah, scammers are
Basically, this guy,
Yahoo
Tino
Boys. Yeah,
this UK guy from Peckham.
Nigerian princess.
Naira
Marley.
So he was really on it about how Yahoo Boys are really just taking back the money that the colonizers took. And then he posted this thing, and then the day came under his post to go the video came to say nobody only pass, and all of these big artists, and I kind of just thought about how Nigeria is so
Lost.
you get
We're lost.
knowing fully well that nothing was gonna happen. Like,
Yo, have you heard this Olamide and Lil Kesh song? On this slight tangent, but on the same topic. Patani Logo Bands. It's called Logo Bands.
yeah.
Okay, so for those who are not Yoruba, how do we even start this? I know, right? There's things in Nigeria called cultists, and the best way to describe it is like, imagine Crips and Bloods, but like way more aggressively violent.
No, I went out of the room.
Yeah, you went out of the room. I'm not talking about any. I'm not dropping any names. I don't care. One thing they apparently do though is, I swear, one thing they apparently do. Me, I don't know. I've not been part of these meetings before. They didn't invite me. Is apparently they use like the panties of girls to pray for money. Yeah, the girls they've kidnapped. It's a whole thing. It's too deep. It's deeper than rap. It's deeper than this show. To like, and they pray over it because like, the panties of women have power. So they pray for the vibes from the panties and then they get money. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, and the reason, and so there's this song by Olamide, who's a Nigerian rapper, a very talented Nigerian rapper, a Nigerian rapper I respect. Yeah, with Lil Kesh, huh? You don't respect, but I respect him. I like Olamide. I think he has a sense of humor.
Even when he supports your boys.
But I don't know about that.
Do you know what his?
We're carrying our money back from the
Yeah, boy, no
colonizer now.
laptop.
The money has to come back somehow.
But not even that.
But they're not scamming colonizers. That's the thing. Your average
Scamming your
young
own
boy
people.
is scamming.
Me.
Your own people.
But let's not cap that. Olamide's logo, as Mamezi just mentioned, Amaze's record label is named Yao Boy No Laptop, which is a scam, which is hilarious. He has a sense of humor. He's being funny about.
Funny, he actually believes this thing.
I don't think he's actually a Yao
Oh
Boy.
my days! Did you go on Instagram and check Naira Marley's video?
I know what, but the example I've been trying to bring up for years. He has a song called Patani Logo Benz. The name of the song is Benz Logo, and it's because the Benz logo looks like panties. Oh. Yeah, so he wants to buy a Benz, using the panties that look like Benz logos. It's basically what the lyrics breaks down to. Now, I think that song is hilarious. Unfortunately, the climate in Nigeria is not really that of ha 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 right now. You don't think Science Student is an anti-drug song?
Hey, one better.
Let us not cap. Science Student is an anti-drug song. He says it's not good, but the song is making fun of people that do drugs to that extent. Like he said, what's it called? Otimu omigota or duty dirty. That's not a glorification of it. It's kind of insulting.
I disagree.
Oh, sorry, you've drank gutter water and your eyes are dirty. Like your eye don't dirty because of it. Like, go for it. At what point does it become parody? Why isn't Olamide allowed to parody something? Why isn't allowed to cut you off?
No.
But because I feel like Nigerians always do this thing. Because Olamide is kind of a street guy, he has that image. He's not just allowed to comment. This is a life he has lived. People around him are Yao boys. Let's not cap. They have been. So if he talks about it, he's not glorifying these things. If you actually listen to the lyrics of these things, they're not like, this is not the life. You're not preaching it. Science Student is an anti-drug song. Say what you will about how effective it is as an anti-drug song, but the intent of it was an anti-drug song.
Just speaking about his reality.
Yeah, and it kind of he's allowed to do that. It doesn't mean he's
There's a difference between
he's a Yao boy.
Speaking about, like, I can come out and talk about, let's say for example, about mental health struggles or whatever, but there's a way you say things and there's a way you promote it, and there are things you say when you're asked about it that kind of shows where you're leading to, right? I never paid attention to Olamide at all, ever, up until this Naira Marley thing happened. It got to a point where...
Well, then, I don't know if you can speak on his music.
Simi, because Simi spoke against Yao Boy, and all of them will cramp under her and insult her. Like, it's just disgusting.
Well, I don't know about that.
But I feel like it's if we're being honest, this has been a part of music for a very long time, though. Music has always glorified the wrong things. In America, music glorifies shooting with guns. In the UK, drill glorifies niggas getting shanked at any moment.
And Olamide is not particularly there with the worst of these examples. Olamide is not here toting weapons. Olamide
I'm like,
he says once in a while he drinks codeine, fairs.
I'm like,
yeah.
There should be a line when it comes to cyberbullying, when it comes to...
You think he's cyberbullied Simi? Was it this deep? Can I get a fact?
No. See, this is the thing where I think they had like an award show or something, and Naira Marley came back online to say, he tagged her. I was like, Simi, I saw you today and I wanted to ask you a question and you didn't answer me. Am I a Yahoo boy? You put that no, I'll go and tag her to answer me. And they would go on. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it became a thing where you guys are artists. Like, nobody's saying don't talk about what you want to talk about. But if someone is speaking against something, what you're showing, literally the people genuinely believe that they were doing the right thing. Like, Yahoo is right. And everyone started then talking about how...
I don't know about this specific incident. I don't know about this specific incident. That's fair.
This scenario here is literally just...
right into the mic, gorgeous.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting every time. This scenario here is literally just a drop in the ocean. Because this exact same thing we're speaking on, it happens with every other thing. Everything else that's an issue. Someone else is pro that shit,
and somebody's making fun of it.
We'll make fun of that. Someone will say, look, what you're saying is BS, and that's how we live by this shit. But At the end of the day, that's
They're not they don't
so
owe you
can't
positivity.
necessarily change
They
this.
do.
Why do they owe you
They
positivity?
do.
They're not
See,
adequately
this whole
gold.
Yahoo thing came up, and a lot of issues came up, right? You realize that as an African in the UK,
They owe you not to do it.
you don't get what I'm saying. It's that people literally started posting screenshots, rejections, visas, so many things that relates back to 419. Like, we don't pay attention to it because we're here, right? We are not the average tech person that got invited for a conference in America and got denied because, and they will literally write in the response, oh, Nigeria, oh, you guys, it's just because we're not really sure, or you're not checking out, It goes a long way. It's beyond you're scamming people. A whole image of a country is relying on you to just pull through. These things can continue to happen, but when you have important artists coming out to support it, that changes. Literally, Naira Marley was on live Instagram saying, and the money problem, no problem.
Quick question though.
That's exactly how Naira Marley speaks.
You are coming here to say nonsense.
Is he fluent in Yoruba?
Yes.
Yeah, he's Yoruba, but his heart is so strong. You know those people that have problem with their heart. See that you fly and leave us and go back to UK when you feel like
Go to
it.
Peckham.
You're coming back here to say nonsense.
Yeah, but I feel like even this whole Yahoo thing, they've been promoting it for time. Like let's not act ignorant like this. Olumente promoted it back then. Yahoo.
Oh.
We even had it downstairs.
We had it, yeah.
If I
Facts.
have so it's
It was
like,
about
I'm like,
scamming.
it was fully
Yeah.
about scamming. It was fully about scamming.
It's because it's such a part.
So I'm saying, like,
It's
at the end of the day, people will only take what they want to take away from the song. So it's like you can't base the song on like how people act in the country. Like if we're basing the songs we listen to, say for example the drill songs we listen to, we'll all be dead by now in the UK. In drill, they tell you if you look at me sideways,
And
putting
also,
them
that
back
is
in your
too
stomach.
easy an excuse for those companies that are denying them because you come from Nigeria. Those people are racist on their own.
People were doing things based on the song.
Not
You
on the
can
song,
sing.
on the image. The
Like
people.
I've been listening to Olaminde's song for years, and I never cared. Even science student, like all of that, it was never a problem. It changes when you're then going publicly to support something.
See,
That's the difference.
first.
You can sing what you want to sing in your song. You can even so many times we've seen artists go on interviews and lie. They're like, "Oh, that's not what I was saying," even though you know they are lying. Like I'm not dumb, but it changes. Yeah, I even say all those
I want the
rubbish.
cocoa.
And when Dagrin was saying this thing about Congos or whatever,
Banana.
he
Take
was
banana
saying
to
it
you,
meant
bro.
the police baton or whatever.
The
That was what it was talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
So, they do lie. But when people are now going publicly to say, "Oh, this shit is okay," and you have all their followers going, "Yes, it's okay," knowing that 90% of them are actually Yahoo boys.
No laptop.
It changes everything.
Cyber Cafe Warriors.
But
I
Listen,
hear
man,
the point you're trying to make, though.
I don't know
Because
about
they
that
have huge influence.
genuinely, and I don't know about that specific scenario you're bringing up. That's fair, man. Like I was not part of that Instagram live with Naira Marley. I don't particularly like.
Idiot was rolling weed, speaking Yoruba that doesn't even make sense. I say, shut up.
I need to back on.
So, like, is he born in London?
I have no idea.
So he's born in London, but just can speak Yoruba.
Okay. Or whatever.
Was he born here, moms? Yeah, I don't know about my Marley's history like that. However,
Call Ivino and Ivino will give you the history.
yeah, I just like no, they're not.
Ivino is a very big fan of it.
I don't think Nigerian artists owe us any, like, don't get me wrong, they owe us to, like, not what's it called, shame us, and that sounds kind of shameful. Like, that's fair. There's a difference between, like, you obviously still respect yourself, but I don't think they owe us positivity. I don't think they owe us, like, drug-free music. They should express your reality. Yeah. So Yahoo boyism is a reality in Nigeria. Yahoo boyism, sure, is a reality in Nigeria, and people follow it. It's not. It is what it is. So people make music about their reality. Yeah, that works. I don't know. It is what it is. It sucks, but we push. We cannot. You cannot force. These are people that have lived in those situations, and now they're here. So now they want to make music about it, and that's very fair. Just I don't know, man. Don't scam anyone's grandma. If you're gonna. I know, right? If you're gonna scam someone, scam a white person. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We won't snitch if you do though.
Don't tell.
Don't tell. Shh, shh. Don't tell the police.